Hey, what's up everyone? Wolf here. And it's time to deal with Kaori. It's time to get a weapon. So let's do it. Let's quickly get to the option. So we managed to pick the death one, which is good. I do want to get the dead ends out of the way first. Find a nearby weapon. Here we go. I had no idea why my body began to move. I grabbed the nearest chair without even thinking about it. It was old, wooden, and heavy. Picking it up made me lose my balance for a bit. I pointed its legs at the would-be murderer and dashed forward as fast as I could. A crash, a cry of pain, a scream. Amidst the cacophony, I attempted to keep Kaori-san pinned down. I pressed the edge of the chair against her knife arm. She cried out in pain and the blade clattered to the floor. Jamie then quickly kicked it away. Good job. In hindsight, it all happened in a mere matter of seconds. In fact, tying her up was way harder, what with her foaming at the mouth and struggling. In the end, we bound her limbs and gagged her to silence her bloodthirsty screams. With that done, we had no choice but to face reality. I know I'm probably not the best person to ask, but what do you even do about this? 6 of us stood in the mist, right outside the dining hall. Kaori-san was locked inside. Hello, Kai. Congrats on first. Welcome in. Kai, make sure you're staying hydrated and well. Don't push yourself. Almost a full year. True. Almost a full year. Thank you for the 11 months resub. Thank you. Almost just one more. Well, actually, yeah, we just gotta get through July and then August. We gotta get through June, July, and then August, the beginning of August. She's also become a Yomibito. No, that can't be. She's just not feeling well. I guess she was really pushing herself. Of course she was. Do you have any idea how important Yoshitsugu was to her? He was foolish, short-tempered, and annoying, but... No. That's exactly why she treasured him so much. She often said that he was as reckless as his father. We're only 8 days apart from each other? True. I'll take responsibility and calm her down myself. Please forgive her for this. We should decide this at the feast. Please wait. This is a personal outburst that has nothing to do with the feast. Keep her out of it. How can you be so certain? She might have succumbed to the corruption. Yeah, I've definitely become way too dependent on being able to hear my voice during stream, because now it's hard for me to do the voices, because I'm not sure if I'm doing them the way I normally do them. Because it sounds different without hearing the stream. Oh well. Nosato-san? Everything in the mist has to be decided at the feast. Breaking that law risks falling victim to the corruption. That's true. Very well. Let's go. No. Yasunaga-kun. She'll be killed. I won't let that happen. Fusaishi-san. Please look after her. Not gonna lock me up again? No one replied. Apparently, it didn't matter anymore. It really didn't.
Chimi-chan.
She was making the same face she did whenever she talked about God.
やっぱりこうなった。
I knew this would happen. Strangely enough, there was emotion in her eyes. I could see 90% resignation and 10% fear. Watching me until she finally passed out of sight, she followed the others toward the hall. And then there were 6. Technically 7, but... if I pause like that a lot, it's probably me yawning, because that was a yawn. It's only 5 p.m. Why am I already yawning? Where's the sake?
そんなのもういいじゃないです
Can
か。
we just skip that part?
清めるのは大事
The
よ。
cleansing is important.
のさ
Here you go, Nosato-sama.
いただく。
Thank you. Ah, that hits the spot.
回るな。
ちいちゃんも
You too, Chi-chan.
やすくん。あんたは舐めるだけ。
You just take a lick.
お姉ちゃんは
What about Oni-chan?
上松様はもうダメじゃ。
Uematsu-sama can't be here anymore.
私世話するわ。
I'll look after this girl.
どうせ無駄。
What's the point?
知恵ねえ。しっかりしてよ。
Chini, get a grip.
では始める。
Then let's begin. I vote to hang Madame Oribe.
のに1票入れたい。
Of course you do. Is there any point? Doesn't this mean she's not a wolf? Or are the wolves subject to the same rules? But see, it's like, if you break the rules, you become a Yomi Bito, right? You get corrupted, but the wolves are already with the Yomi Bito. I don't know.
根拠は何です？
For what reason?
彼女は危険だ。
She's dangerous.
じゃあ僕は上松里香子さんに1票入れますよ。
That's fair. In that case, I will vote for Rikako Uematsu-san. For the same reason.
他の各位はどう考えるのかね。
What about the rest? This is a temporary vote for now. Say what you think.
私はどっちもくくるべきと思っておりますよ。
But it's not allowed, is it?
先か後か
I mean, they're clearly both corrupted. Everyone can see that. Everyone knows it. Is there any rule on that? I think we should hang both. Doesn't really matter what order.
私今頭を
I can't think straight right now.
上松里香子をくくる
We should hang Rikako Uematsu. We can at least talk to Kaori-san. The Rikako Uematsu is a mad beast.
お前はどうなんだ、子供。
Let's see. So he voted for Rikaku. You voted for both. You said you can't think. You voted for Rikako. That's 2 for Rikako. 1 for Kaori. Because I'm pretty sure you can only vote for 1. So the old lady hasn't truly voted just yet, I suppose. So it's 2v1 right now, with 3 people that need to vote. If they get 1 more people for Rikako, then it can only be a tie. And there's no tiebreaker because everyone picked a side. There were only 2 sides and everyone picked a side. Not like last time where there were extra people who voted outside the 2 main ones, right? And they had to become the tiebreakers. There's no tiebreakers here. Unless someone can change their vote.
お姉ちゃん食べるの
Huh? They're eating Oni-chan?
何を言ってる？
What's that supposed to mean? Listen, if you want to protect Rikako-san, then vote to hang Kaori Oribe.
無理ですよ。分かりっこない。危険が3人。
She won't understand. 3 didn't vote. And the 3 who did are in favor of hanging Uematsu. It's decided. True, that's fair. I mean, if anything, if we do try to have her count as both, then that, no matter what.
ふざけるな。わざわざ移り住んでまで安水に身を尽くした彼女に対して
Are you in love with her?
これが安水の
This is absurd. Is this how you repay her for moving here and working so hard on our behalf?
それは
Hello, Sassy. Welcome in. Congrats on second. Thanks for your daily check-in. 133 times. Welcome in. I hope you're doing good today. I don't know why I keep yawning. Hear me out, will you? My mom is just a bit out of it right now. We may still be able to reason with her. However, Uematsu is basically a mindless animal. She doesn't even have the capacity to vote on things. Unlike Mom, she's a Yomibito now. True. The old lady said the order doesn't matter, but it does. Clearly Uematsu should be first. Even if we hang my mom today, what will we do tomorrow? Do you have a way of fixing Uematsu-san? Yeah, they voted against her. I mean, you're just gonna have to hang her tomorrow. Like, what? What are you gonna do? Like, you kill the two wolves and then what? She's not gonna be cured, right? She still has to be killed. No matter what, she has to die, right? Supposedly, I think. I'm still not fully sure on all the supposed rules. Looks like it's decided. What are you laughing about? Bro, you are not one to talk. You're clearly just as biased. You've been biased from the very start. You clearly want her to live. How simplistic. I know you're biased because Madame Oribe is a relative, but you don't see the big picture. What? A top priority? You're such a biatch. Be for real, dude. Our top priority is to kill the wolves? Well, clearly she's not the wolf then, right? Question mark? Unless the wolves can be Yomibito, can get corrupted, clearly she's not the wolf. Think about it. Our top priority is to kill the wolves. That comes before all else. Yomibito aren't wolves, are they? Okay, thank you. That basically proves that Rikako-san isn't a wolf. Okay, dude, by the same logic, guess who else isn't a wolf then, dude? And yet, you wanted to vote her immediately. If there are, what if there are still two wolves left? That means it's 4 against 2. If you don't get rid of those two pronto, at least one of them, you're screwed. Yet you wanted to vote someone outside the group. Huh? What do you mean? Remember the legend. The wolves are Yomatsu Ukame, beings already corrupted by Yomi. Okay, see, that's what I was thinking. They're already part of it. So it doesn't make sense for them to then get corrupted further by it in a way that makes them useless. That literally outs them. Do you really believe they can become Yomibito as well? Yamawaki-san, what's your opinion? That might be true. What do you mean might be true? You seemed like you knew all the rules. Like you've been holding on to them all this time, making sure you knew them properly. Yet you don't know this one. Here's a hypothesis. Powerful corruption slaughters you like it did those journalists and your brother. However, weaker levels of corruption causes madness. Mad guardians are wolves, while mad humans are Yomibito. Mad guardians are wolves, while mad humans are Yomibito. What do you mean? You mean like the monkey and spider guardians could become wolves? They can't become Yomibito? Like, what are you talking about?
つまり汚れの罰は狼にとって残死のみを意味し、人には読み人と
That means that corruption's punishment can only be slaughter for wolves, and either slaughter or Yomibito transformation for humans.
ご都合主義な妄想だ。
That's just a convenient delusion.
そう。
Indeed. I have no way to prove it, but I can make it seem more plausible. What argument are you trying to go with here? No matter what, you tried to vote against this logic, and now suddenly you're pulling out this logic because someone you don't want to die is going to die. If wolves could go mad due to the corruption, would they even look like Rikako-san does? And these are beasts disguised as humans. Would they truly look like that if they've gone mad? I think the beasts would show their true selves, their bestial fury. Is that what happened to Rikako-san? No. Okay. Can we now ask you about, what does the chart button do? Takes me to the flowchart, where I can go to any other part of the story. If you remember Zero Escape, it's kind of like that. You can leave this current point and go somewhere else. Not that there's really anywhere else to go for me right now. But yeah, this is the same thing where you have to go to dead ends and other endings before you can get the proper true ending. It's very much like Zero Escape in that regard.
それは
That
そうかもしれんです
might be true.
それじゃあ
Then maybe we should hang Kaori-san
を
first.
先にすべきなのかね
How does that make sense? I feel she's clearly corrupted then. How does it make sense that she's a wolf?
耐えば野里さんはおとぎ話を
You are basing your decisions on fairy tales.
実際に人が
We've had actual deaths here.
こんな
This is ridiculous.
馬鹿げてるでしょ。
馬鹿げているのはどっちだ
Oh, I'm the one who's ridiculous? To accept the fear of the corruption means to accept the legends. I hate you so much. Can we just kill him anyway? Despite him being a human at this point. He's just trying to sow divisions now that he's safe. He made sure that he was the first one to be safe, taking advantage of the snake outing himself. So that he can do this shit. Like, I'm starting to think this is worse than if he wasn't safe. I think he's being worse here. He might actually be less annoying if he hadn't been confirmed safe. Because I feel like he would have had to walk a line. Now he doesn't have to walk a line. He gets to just spew whatever BS he wants. Before, he would have had to been careful. So yeah, I think I have my answer. This is where he's way more annoying. Having been confirmed safe makes him way more annoying. See, I've accepted it. Fearing the corruption while disregarding the legends is what's truly ridiculous, don't you think? As you try to protect someone who's clearly gone and fully corrupted. Before someone who's only partially...
知恵ね
私は神様が怖い
What? Is now the time for that? I'm afraid of God.
こうして全てを手のひらの上でも
I'm afraid of this God who toys with us as we dance on his palm.
何を言ってるの
What are you saying?
それでも
Regardless of...
それだからこそ
Because of that,
怖いものと
we need to fight back against our fears. For that, we need weapons. Are you saying to forego this whole game? Because I kind of agree.
春秋さんえなんであいつ
Huh? Why him?
私はヤス君君に投票する
Oh, damn. Okay, but that's still 2v1v1, so... You're gonna have to explain yourself. I vote for you, Yasu-kun. What? What? Chieni?
味がわからんぞ芹沢。
I'm not sure I understand you, Serizawa.
野里さん、ここから確定票を
Nosato-san, start the proper
やっ
vote.
ても無駄でしょ。
There's no point in just talking.
それ
Huh?
は
But
いつかやらなきゃならないことだ。
this was going to happen sooner or later.
CNA が確定票
And
を
if she's truly
入れるなら
casting her vote, it's only fair for us to cast ours.
でも
But
許せるかどうかは
whether I
別
can
だ。
forgive you or not is another story, Chieni.
分かってる。
I know.
異論は
No objections. Then let's begin
で
the
はこ
vote.
れから確定票とする。
私の考えを言うね。
Here's what I think.
言い分は半分まで
Nosato-san is half right.
この場は
We're supposed to search for
狼を
wolves
探すため
here.
に使うべき。ただ、その論
But
拠
I'm
を
completely against relying on the legends for evidence.
モッチ
Mochi, the old wolf guy,
匠兄ちゃんは
and
人間
Takumi
に殺され
Nichan
たんだ
all died at the hands of people.
ならば
That's why we should look back over what's happened so far,
今まであったことを
instead of
考
legends.
えるべき。
So how about this?
それでまず
First,
私と同じように
who aside from me
優先
understood the
順位を
purpose of the
ちゃんとつけられる
feast?
人はこの中で誰か。野里さんはさっき
Nosato-san said it himself.
メイコちゃんは
Meiko-chan is too young to
ハルちゃ
understand,
んは
and Haru-chan,
ぶっちゃけ
honestly,
野里さんへのアンチ
I think she'd oppose Nosato-san and side with Yasukan regardless of the situation.
うん
Can't deny it.
タイバーちゃんはきっと
Tai Ba-chan would look to the legends, obviously. She's the biggest believer here. Yeah, I don't know that he even really believes in legends. Actually, no, he didn't. He was arguing against a lot of it before, wasn't he? He just uses it for convenience, when it suits him. What about Yasu-kun, though? I know it's been hard for him, and with his mom about to be hanged, I can understand why he'd panic. But then, why push for Rikako-san's hanging? True. Isn't he smart enough to be like, hey, there are still two wolves. The wolves are probably not... Like, why did it have to be Nosatu who came up with that logic? Why wasn't it Yasu who came up with that logic? I mean, the logic he did use was kind of understandable against Nosatu, calling him out basically. But at the same time, Yasu has proven himself to be quite smart and clever and pretty understanding of the circumstances, yet he didn't think of this. Although again, no matter what, in any situation, you're not going to think of every little thing perfectly. No one is perfect. No one's truly, truly brilliant to that point, but still, it's still questionable. It's easy for us Yasumizu people to justify hanging the village heads, but you should understand what comes first. Death of the damn Yomibito is the mandate. We should be looking for the immediate threat at hand, the wolves, before worrying about those words. The Yasu-kun I know would keep a cool head, even in a crisis. Well, I will defend him in the sense of, like, he clearly cares about his mom a lot. Even someone like that can lose their head. Again, no one is perfect. Although, if anything, maybe this will snap him back to it. I understand what you're saying. I just can't forgive him. Whenever you talk, it's always to make a mess of things. Takamini, Yoshitsugu, and Mochi are dead because of you. He has a point. And now you want to take my mother? I'm sick of you. Massive point. Like I said, this guy is worse being on this side of things. Nichan? What's wrong? Calm down. So yeah, I forgot about the purpose of the feast. It was just an act of petty revenge. I used Haru-chan for that. Oh, he's admitting to being petty. Interesting. Is that 5D chess or is that sincere? I don't know. I'm honestly not sure who to truly vote for. Because Haruaki makes a good point about Yasu being pretty clever and everything, and if anyone could think of, what's his name? The village head. Oh, the other village head, the one that's already dead. The one that we assume to be the spider. Like, he was not taking charge because he didn't want to draw attention to himself because he was a spider. Which means he cannot be protected. Who else would think of that possibility, that it's weird for him to not take charge, but Yasu? Although with how manipulative Nosato is, I could think of him figuring that out as well, maybe. I don't know about anyone else, though. So, Yasu's a pretty good vote. Like you said, that's all there is to me. I'm a pretty boring person. Are you still not satisfied? She already casted her vote. You're not arguing to her, you're arguing to the rest of the people. Yeah, this is totally out of character for you. Yasu-kun, I'm probably just looking too deeply into it, but... possibly. When Kaori-san set the food, only you and Haru-chan were absent. True. She's corrupted. And everyone would have eaten and potentially been killed. And only 2 people would have been left. And there's supposed to be 2 wolves. That's a good point. That could be a massive coincidence, but that's a good point. But at the same time, one would think Kaori wouldn't want to kill her only remaining son, maybe. Even while she's half corrupted, she still wanted to save her son, maybe. Why would she save Haru? Because Haru seems close to Yasu? Does she feel like Yasu likes Haru? Also, if they become corrupted, do they have any idea of, like, when they become partially corrupted and not like all the way mad beast, I wonder if they side with the wolves in any way. And maybe she was able to learn they're the wolves and thus try not to poison them? To not go after them while she's in that state? I don't know. See, I don't know all the rules. I don't know the rules of the Yomibito. They don't know the rules of the Yomibito. Just that they go mad and they have to be killed. If the others had all been poisoned as planned, you'd be the only survivors. Haruaki-san notwithstanding. If you were a wolf, that'd be pretty good for you, right? He has a point. Maybe. That's the other option. That while she's in that half state and still cares about her son, that he could convince her. Because she's corrupted, she's going to start hurting people. But she's half corrupted, so he can at least convince her to do it to the others and not to me. Are you suggesting I convince Mom to poison everyone? That'd be just the worst. She probably got the wolfsbane early in the morning. She was too busy otherwise. And it did look like she woke up early. By that point, she was already resolved to kill us. It's easy to imagine that someone had given her the idea the previous night. Oh? What? But we can't contact anyone at night. At night? At night? What do you mean at night? Why are you stopping your sentence? Either someone interrupted you or... Okay, you got interrupted. There are 2 wolves. What? For the sake of her only living son, Kaori-san was ready to kill everyone, even if it meant being subject to the corruption. But I'm human. The guy who would have proven that is dead. If you only had the wolves and a lone human at the end, votes would no longer matter. Haru-chan wouldn't be able to do anything. Oh damn. You got her to turn against him? But see, that's a good point, though. Yes, I completely trust him. And I know I'm human. Well, he knows you completely trust him. No way. Nichan? Them as a pair was a likely suspect. So this little incident right here, does that mean she's not his partner? Does that mean he's not her partner? And now this is a good chance for him to her to throw him away. Because her tool is not going to be useful in any other way than to be sacrificed right now. Maybe. Or she's playing 5D chess and they are both wolves and they realize someone's got to be sacrificed. That's impossible. I mean, if Mom were a wolf, Yoshitsugu wouldn't have died. I don't know that rule. Like, what is the whole wolf thing? I swear, someone said that... I think it was Cheney, wasn't it? Someone said that the wolves replace the people. That they get replaced by wolves. But after that, they never said that again and seemed to imply that the humans themselves have become wolves for some reason. I don't know what that's about. Like, in their heart, they weren't that good and became wolves, or they were just randomly chosen to become wolves? Like, everyone was at risk of being randomly chosen to be a wolf, to be a betrayer? Like, what is a wolf? Like, were they liars from the very beginning? They were implanted here a long time ago? Like, what does it mean to be a wolf? That's one of the biggest problems here. One of the biggest mysteries. What is a wolf? Because he's saying that she would have killed her son. Are you sure? Is that how a wolf works? You get to keep your mind, but you're going to kill everyone else? Because the wolves have to win. You have to kill everyone who's not a wolf. How does that work if you have family that you're not going to kill? She could have killed me to spare him, though. Right, but if it does make you betray anyone and everyone, including your most precious family, wouldn't it be smarter for her to kill him first? Just so that you could say something like this? And anyone else who is aware that she favors him over her other son? You think I convinced her to do that? She'd never listen. She loved him way more than me. Not if she lost her mind. Chieni, this is cruel. There's no way he'd say anything like that to his mom. I'm not saying the wolves killed Yoshi-kun. He might have just been out at night and killed by the corruption. Also, even if she wasn't a wolf, she'd help her son even if it meant falling victim to the corruption. It sounds like you're saying whatever you can to make Nichan into a bad guy. What's wrong with you, Chieni? You always used to protect us. What's wrong with her? What is this? What are you doing? See, that makes you look guilty. That makes you look sus to me. You've seen everyone turn in this game. You've seen what this game has done to people. Like, you see Takumi saying to sacrifice the little girl. You saw him suspicious of some little girl just because she came from outside. You've been watching everyone turn on each other. You always used to protect us. Like, let's be for real here. Not to mention, who better to be a wolf than someone who's got people that would just be convinced they could do no wrong? Was it him? Oh boy. Did Fusaishi tell you to say that? Did he make you change? I would say tell her that it was also him that came up with the plan for the monkeys. Except that one monkey is dead.
そんなことはないよ。
No,
た
he
だ
didn't.
あの人の真似をして
I'm just following his example and thinking for myself.
一番信じたく
The
ない
things I don't want to be true could actually be
それが
true,
真実である可
and I
能性
can't
から
look away from them.
目を背けるべきじゃないって。
それで思いつきで僕に対して
And so you decide to vote against me and ruin our friendship? Emotional manipulation. After all you've said before, after you've been the smartest about this whole game, and been the most understanding of this game and how this game would work, and agreed with Takumi about the idea of people voting for those they are close to and against those they are not, and outing those that they don't like, such as everyone trying to out the old man, trying to get rid of the old man. You understand all that, and now you suddenly try to pull this line. I don't know.
だって
I mean,
だってらしくないんだもん。
listen to
そう
yourself.
やって脅しみたいなことを
The
やす
Yasukun I know would never try to guilt me into submission like that. It is weird. I barely just know you, but I feel like after everything you've done thus far, the way you've established the rules of the game and everything, the way you've properly understood them, it's suspicious. I know you enough to think this is suspicious.
私からしたら君だよ。
If you ask me, you're the one who changed.
で、結局どうするのかね。投票先は。
So, who will you vote for?
言ったことには責任を持たなきゃね。
I need to take responsibility for what I said.
それを
I suspected Yasukun, and I'm sticking to that.
では、オリベヤス
One vote for Yasunaga Oribe.
順番がずれましたけど
We messed up the order, but in terms of seating order,
タイバーが最初
Taiba is first. How will you vote?
どうする
I feel like because she seems easily swayed, especially by the rules of the game. I feel like he wants to make sure she votes first before anyone else can sway her, if anyone else were to vote for him. Well, who will she vote for? Because now you can't vote for the Yomibito ones. You can't vote for Kaori and Rikako. You have to vote for someone here.
私は香織さんにするわよ
You're such a...
上松様は確かに狼と
Alright, well, I'll give you credit on the not swayed. Well, I guess not swayed, but you were the most firm believer in the rules and whatnot. I will vote for Kaori-san. I don't think Yoematsu-sama is a wolf.
あなたはどうします
What about you, Nosato-san?
今更あなたなど。私の答えは変わらんよ。それどころ、今の芹沢の言葉で気持ちが固まった。
Interesting. Well, now that the old lady has finally... Taiba has finally voted properly, that's 2 for Kaori and 2 for, Rikako. Because I'm sure Haru's just gonna stick... She's sticking with Haru. He's probably gonna stick with it. Maybe. Actually, he doesn't have to stick with it, does he? At this point, he can almost just go ahead and choose Nosato anyway. And have Haru vote with him. He can also choose Chieni. Okay, he doesn't have to stick with his vote, but whoever he votes for, Haru will vote with him. So it's going to be 2 against 2 and then 1. Our little sheep girl has to vote. So now you're being respectful. My answer doesn't change. In fact, Serizawa's words made me all the more certain.
オリベヤスナガ。
Yasunaga Oribe, in all honesty,
正直
your current attitude makes it hard to believe you are a wolf. But it's likely your mother is.
可能性は高そうだ。
You really just want to kill her. Your current attitude makes it hard to believe you are a wolf. Why? Chieni literally says he's out of character. He's completely out of character. Too much so. You're not even close to anyone. You don't know anyone. You definitely don't know him.
オリベ香織に1票。
One vote for Kaori Oribe.
君はどうするのかね。
What about you, Yasunaga Oribe? Alright, this is interesting. Who will he suddenly vote for? Will he stick to Rikaku? Will he vote Chieni? Will he try to vote someone else entirely? It really doesn't make sense for him to vote for Nosato. It'd make him look bad, but I mean, it wouldn't shock me.
変わらず上松
Okay, so he is sticking with Rikaku. I'm still voting for Rikaku Uematsu-san. And then Haru's gonna say, so is she.
私も上松里香子に投票する
I'm voting for Rikaku Uematsu too.
子供は
The child. Yeah, I'm a translator. I'm a sheep translator. That means Yasu. That translates to Yasu.
放棄でいいか
What do you mean can be ignored? So he's going to try to pull the it's a tie, and Chieni needs to break the tie then. Can be ignored.
待って。メイコ
Wait,
よく考えて
Meiko-chan.
あなたの
Think.
票で
Your vote might decide whether the humans win or lose.
知恵ねえそこまでするのか小さい子にデタラメを吹き込んで票を奪おうなんて
Bro, you would have done the same thing if you thought it would help your mom. Or if you well... Chieni, he'll go that far? He'll trick a child to take her vote?
それしか手がないなら何だってする
If that's what it takes, I'll do
リ
it.
カコさんがいなくなったら
Meiko-chan,
嫌だよね
you don't want Rikako-san to be gone, right? No!
だったら
Then,
無駄だよ
it's pointless. Even if she votes for me,
三人同率
it'll just be a three-way tie. Well, then it's your fault for voting for Rikako. If you had voted for someone else... I choose who I don't need? That's an interesting thing to say. It'd be funny if she chose Nosato, even though that would not be helpful. But I mean, who needs him? I choose who I don't need. What is that going to...
そうよ
Yes.
だったら
Then...
おばちゃん怖かったから
The lady? I almost would have... You'd think Taiba, but I think she means Kaori. Wait, no, wait. Well, yeah. I was almost about to say Rikako is a scary lady right now as well, but no, she cares about Rikako, and she didn't see Rikako. She did see Kaori. I'll go with the lady. She was scary. Well.
それは食堂の女の人かね
You mean the woman from the dining hall?
うん
Mm-hmm.
決まりだな
It's decided then.
そ
No,
冗談だろ
this
こんな
has to be a sick
そんな
joke.
いい加減なことで
Mom will die because of something like this? You know you could have prevented it if you had come up with the logic of it has to be someone here. You could have prevented it. And sticking with Rukaku, like you put yourself in this position.
それでも一票は
A vote is a vote.
兄ちゃん終わった
It's over. I heard muffled screams and sobs from the dining hall behind me. Gagged and tied, Kaori Oribe was still wailing. She couldn't move properly and had a pole fixed to her shoulders, but I was still worried enough to check every now and then. The lack of change helped calm my nerves, but at the same time, I resented myself a bit for it. Quite a bit of time had passed since the feast had begun. What kind of decision would they make? The daily wolf lynching, hanging, had failed every single time so far. Considering the number of days remaining and how many people were left, if they messed up today, the humans would lose all hope of surviving, literally. Also, we still don't know who the crow or raven or whatever it was. I'm gonna say crow until it tells me again what the bird was. We still don't know who the crow is. Gotta imagine it was somehow Kaori. That would suck. If either Kaori Oribe or Rikako Uematsu ended up chosen, there would just be no chance anymore. Well, about that. Once I saw people leaving the hall, my mouth moved on its own.
終わった
It's done then. Their eyes were steady. They walked in my direction. Not to me, though, but to the dining hall. Guess why?
香織さんを
You chose Kaori-san. I asked anyway. I was speaking to the last representative of sanity in this place, Kiyonosuke Nosato.
どけ
He was the one who voted for her. He was never a beacon of sanity here. Ever. Move. We didn't even converse. His tone and the look in his eyes were different from usual. His usual arrogant pride was gone, and in its place stood a deadly determination.
安永君僕は負けました
I lost.
はるちゃん
私は嫌だって言った
I was against it. Right. And what were you doing? Voting for someone who was not votable. Who shouldn't have been votable. Just because Yasu was voting.
おばあさん
親内様のおぼし飯じゃ。
It's the will of Shinai-sama.
ちえみ
What? Don't look at her. What was she supposed to do against irrational people right now? Who are too busy being petty and bickering and whatnot. Nosato won the moment he was cleared as human, honestly. And it feels like the moment he was cleared as human, it was also an instant loss for everyone.
春秋さんはこの子
Haruaki-san, take the girl. Oh, you're not gonna say Mako? Mako was at the rear of the group. Somewhat hesitantly, she walked up to me. I moved aside to let them pass. They all entered the dining hall. See, he can't even do anything, because if he tries to stop them, he'd potentially be seen as a wolf, and that she was his partner. And dragged out the victim. The ones holding the ropes and doing the dragging were Kiyonosuke, Nosato, and Jiemi Seirizawa. Following behind was Tai Yamiwaka, prodding her onward with a bamboo broom.
やめろ
Did I say Waka? Waki, sorry. Stop. As his mother cried out in pain, Yasunaga Oribe followed the group, hand in hand with Haru Makishima.
止めろ
Stop them. Haru Makishima was bawling. Yasunaga Oribe was shaking, not even trying to hide his sobs. His face was warped in anguish.
誰か
Someone! As the group faded away, the gag fell out, and the victim's voice grew loud. Nosatu's such an ass. Like, really? This is a wolf. What, is she trying to, like, play 5D chess by pretending to be corrupted? And you're just too smart to be tricked? Not a scrap of reason remained. Only raw terror. Well, the voice actor had some fun with that one, huh? Or perhaps madness. Oh. Please. Someone. Beg for her life. However, I didn't hear any pleas to the very end, and I painfully realized I wasn't participating in the feast. I wasn't part of this life selection game bound by otherworldly rules.
見るな。
Well, we can thank one person for that. Don't look. I turned Mako away, hugged her, and covered her ears. Because of that, I couldn't cover my own. Parent-like dedication. What a weird idea. Anyway, as the group disappeared into the mist, I somehow felt as though the screams, or laughs, grew even clearer. I was subjected to this illusion until the very end. During the final moments, the mother called out her son's name. Which one? It was the name of the elder son. He responded by calling for his mother. But at the very last moment, it felt like the victim shouted out a different name. There was a strange sound followed by silence.
メコ。
Mako's body was surprisingly warm. In response, she just nodded.
明日、僕と一緒にここを逃げよう。
Let's escape from this place tomorrow. See, the problem is, he doesn't remember any dead ends that weren't forced on me and needed a key to go on the other path. So there are very specific moments where he can remember things because he had no choice but to go down that path, and then for whatever reason it is brought back to choose differently. When I'm given a choice where I can actually make a choice and don't have to come back to it, he doesn't remember the dead ends. So unfortunately, he thinks he can escape when I already know he cannot. I guess it makes sense. I guess the developers wanted him to say this in this moment, but it would be a contradiction if he could remember that that didn't work. So that's just something for the player.
上松里香子は諦めるな。
Give up on Rikaku Uematsu. Mako started crying. I let her go, took her by the hand, and led her to the dorm. There, I took all the remaining food I had. Then, I escorted her back to her place.
鍵をかけて、明日の朝、
Lock up.
僕が
I'll
迎
come
えに
pick
来
you
る
up
ま
tomorrow
でじっ
morning.
としてるんだ。
Is she gonna get killed? Still crying, she nodded.
これをちゃんと食べるんだぞ。
Eat this. All of it, okay? I gave her some food and closed the door. Once I turned around, I saw them.
今日の宴は終わった。
Is he the crow? He's always... I feel like if you're the crow, maybe you would be adamant on hanging some people so you can use your ability. I hope he's not the crow. But then again, if he is, then he gets to be next by the werewolves. Surely they'd figured out by now then, if it is Yasu. Today's feast is over. There wasn't a hint of emotion in his voice.
そうですか。
I see. As one who didn't participate in the feast, I was in no position to criticize or support them. They just turned around and returned to their places, leaving no indicator whether they'd actually heard me. The three of them were headed in the same direction. I didn't feel like joining them, instead casting a glare at their backs as they walked. My powerlessness was killing me. Under the assumption I would die tomorrow, I decided I would go through the mist down to Saranaga, a strict taboo here. What kind of death would that get me? Would I be injured? Wander into some other world? Something else entirely? Or perhaps I'd be eaten by a monster. I still had that incomprehensible memory, but it was enough to make me suspect that that was the most likely scenario. Suddenly I can't speak. Normally, people didn't remember dying. The unknown was scary, but journeying into the unknown meant conquering that fear. So you could say there were some perks to remembering that death. But if it was guaranteed that I would die like that, I wasn't really keen on the idea. That'd hurt like hell. Not to mention how terrifying the experience was.
じゃあ、マシな死に方を考える。
Then think of a better way to die.
もっと痛くない死に
One that
方。
won't hurt so much.
あるいは、
Or at
痛みと
least
引
would
き
be
換えに
worth
な
the
るよう
pain.
な何かを成し遂げる死に方。
Like if it led to the survival of a young child. Anyway, I'd wager my life. All that remained was fighting supporters. Well, that would have been Mochi, but Mochi's dead. Welcome in, Nans. Welcome in. Welcome in, Raiders. How is everyone? How was Hollow Knight? You didn't rage quit, did you? You didn't get driven mad by it, did you? Drunk raid. Welcome in, everyone. My name is Kyle Wolf. I'm a daily streamer and variety gamer, especially a story gamer. I play visual novels, RPGs, adventure games, point-and-click adventure games, survival games, and I play horror games every Sunday. Today is Visual Novel Day, so I'm playing Raging Loop, which is, as it sounds, a looping game. We are playing a sort of death game. If anyone knows the Town of Salem game, where there's two werewolves or whatever, and the rest are humans who have to figure out who the werewolves are and try to vote them out at night, or during the day. Well, at night the wolves go out and kill a person. This is basically that, but as a visual novel form. And our main character seems to have the ability to, when he dies, he gets to go back in time, back to a choice. So this game is about going through the paths and hitting dead ends and then going back to the choices we made before and picking the other choice, unlocking the other choice. Because usually you get forced onto the death ones and then you get to go back and unlock the other one. So it's got a flowchart, as you can see here. And Raiders, if you need to get some food, some water, you gotta go to sleep, go to work or whatever. I gotta go, have fun, alrighty, no worries. But yeah, if you gotta go, don't feel obligated to stay, do what you gotta do. Make sure to take care of yourself, some after stream care. I closed my eyes and took a few deep breaths. Phew. I threw a Yakuza kick into the wall. Okay. Then I did a low kick with the other leg. Okay. I'm not singing that. I don't even know how to sing this in English. The 7 treasures have finally been lost. Do the elements of sacred orb reduced to rust? In the jungle of the decadent void, the Buddha's corpse shouts out. Okay, thank you. As I sang the Buddha's ash rock, I attacked the wall with my ass, which prompted a response from the other side. Your ass? What do you mean your ass? Shut up. I heard Chiemi's angry voice through the front door. You sound like you enjoyed it. No one would know how to react to that. The walls here were thin, apparently. Anyway, let's escape tomorrow.
This
This is your idea of a conversation. If you can still talk like that, you're perfectly sane. Escape it is. Let's say bye-bye to this nest full of crazy.
あのね、春明さん。
Listen, Haruaki-san,
僕は本気だ。
I'm serious. Still outside my door, she fell silent. Maybe it's time to bring Haruaki into the vote, into the feast, and start trying to get rid of those wolves. It was only about 8. Still a safe time. I walked up to the door and unlocked it.
ひどい顔。
Damn, you look awful.
そんなに？
Is it that bad?
嘘。
Nah, just joking.
何その軽妙な服。
What's with the
彼氏
jokes?
か。
You my boyfriend now or something?
君の切り返し
Couldn't we also just be a friend?
見えるけど、でもそんな仮面の
You
下
put on a
に
tough face, but it's a mask hiding some supernatural
全
suffering,
部吐いちゃえよ。
isn't it? Come on, talk to me.
まあ、吐かなくてもいい。
Don't if you don't
と
want
りあえ
to.
ず座れば。
Take a seat.
お邪魔します。
Pardon the intrusion. Alone in an empty room, we sat cross-legged and looked at each other.
今日の宴の内容を教えて。
Tell me what happened during the feast today.
結局、
Who were the wolves?
狼は。
もうわかんない。
I don't know. Hell, I don't even care anymore. You know the worst part is? Because Sato has kind of planted the idea that Kaori was definitely a wolf, or was very likely a wolf. Now they are stuck between trying to decide if there's 2 wolves left or if there's 1. And if they try to lean towards 1 and there's not, the situation was hopeless. She felt the same way. So far, there wasn't a single lynching with a good reason behind it. And it didn't feel like they'd gotten lucky and killed a wolf.
いっそあの青びょうたんが狼ならな。すっきり憎め。
If only that scrawny rich guy were a wolf. It'd be so easy to hate him. Sure would be. That's why he made sure that he was the first to be cleared. Which means that he really is just an ass of a human, or he's a guardian who wanted to be cleared so he could abuse that. Because again, he could be the crow. Because one monkey is dead, the snake is dead, the spider is dead, probably. All we have left is the crow and 1 monkey, and the monkey's useless.
匠さんからお墨付きが出てる以上、
And Takumi-san said he's
と
clean,
ても低い。
so that's not likely. Unfortunately.
知ってる。
I know. But still. Assuming Yasunaga-kun was actually a wolf, I really doubted he was cold-hearted enough to keep up the act of a human while seeing off his mother to her death. Again, what is a wolf? Like Chiemi had pointed out, it was best to assume Kaori-san had only done what she did for her son. If everyone died and only 1 was left, he'd be the victor regardless if he was human or a wolf. Probably. Whatever the case, it was important to note that it was wrong to guess whether Yasunaga was a wolf based on this alone. True, there's too much going on still. Kaori Oribe was in a messed up mental state that led her to plot the deaths of herself and everyone else, just to save her son. It was simply the immense power of motherly love at work. I'd messed it up by sending Haru-chan to the 2nd floor. Kaori-san probably resented me for that. Ah, true. She didn't plan for Haru to be up there. Our main character sent her up there. And she just went with it? Because she didn't have a choice, because they were going to come back together and eat. So she had to just hope that either Haru wasn't a wolf or that her son could handle it one-on-one. Not to mention, I was the one who pinned her down. Being the target of a dead person's enmity was a rare experience, and in my opinion, it was uncomfortable.
やっぱ私には無理だったな。
It turns out I couldn't follow your example.
僕の
My example?
うん、
Yeah.
考えて
I tried to think and did stuff, but, well... Was I a bad influence on her? Well, carefully deliberating your actions was never a bad thing, obviously. Also, it was worth noting she pointed out that Yasunaga-kun trying to guilt-trip her wasn't like him. Her own intuition was important too. Besides him, there was Haruaki-san, who believed nothing but the superstitions, Haru-chan, who always agreed with Yasunaga-kun, and Meiko, the one who sealed Kaori-san's fate.
みんな怪しいな。
Everyone is suspicious. Yeah,
だからもう
that's why I don't care who it is anymore. I feel like Nosato will be able to choose you. He might say they should hang you next. Like if they kill the old lady, he'd probably vote you. Because Haru and... Wait, he hasn't thought this through, has he? He's made enemies. He's a moron. If he's wrong about Kaori being a wolf, and there's still two wolves, and it's Haru and Yasu, he has... All they have to do is kill one person. That's 2 against 2. Like the child can't do anything. That's 2 against 2. Even if the child voted and it was 3 against 2, like the child, the old lady, and him voted for Yasu. Only Nosato could try to fight against Yasu, while Yasu and Haru are going to work together. That old lady is not going to be able to help you. The child is not going to be able to help you. He's an idiot. What is he thinking? He's been so obnoxious, he's got no allies. He's made... Yes, like I said, the moment he was cleared as human, it was pretty much guaranteed that they were going to lose. Because if one of them dies, it doesn't even matter at that point. I don't think the vote will matter anymore. Ideally, they should just kill Nosato. And then it's just Chiemi and Taya and the child. Meiko. And Chiemi hung her head.
メイコちゃんは助けてやるこ
I've
とに
decided
決
to
め
help
てるんだけど
Meiko-chan.
どうやってここで
How?
ね
By running away with her?
言ってんじゃん
I'm telling you, it's pointless.
待ってて確実に
It's
死ぬ
better
の
than
が
just sitting
良くない
around
か
waiting for death, isn't it?
彼女が狼だった
And
ら
if she turns out to be a
一人減
wolf,
らせてラッキ
you'd
ー
be
かも
down to 1. Lucky day, huh? Even more so if it was only just one.
なのかなもうわかんない
Would it be? I don't know anymore.
人殺しちゃった
I killed someone. She said it casually, but I can tell that was hard for her to say.
君は悪くないさ
It's not your fault. I responded equally casually. Felt like breaking the illusion would be too much to handle.
軽っ
Wow, it's like you don't care at all.
そもそも君は反
But
対
you
し
were
たろ
against it, weren't you?
一応
Not stopping the murder
殺
makes
人
me
を
a
止めなか
partner in
ったって
crime,
ことは
doesn't it?
それに賛同したってことじゃない
It kind of would, normally, like an accessory to murder, but... We're already pretty clear that you weren't capable. How would you stop it?
それは僕も同じだし
I'm the same in that regard.
ああそっか
Oh, right.
それに
Also,
異常な状
the
況
law
下
would
で
understand that you made the
異常
wrong
な決
decisions
断を
because
して
of the
しまうことに
circumstances. Yeah, it's
法はあ
basically
る
what I
程
was
度
getting at
理解
earlier.
を示すんじゃないかな
法
Law, huh?
どうにしたっ
Well,
て
being punished under a proper rule of law is infinitely better
意
than
味不
being
明な
punished by
山
some
の
weird
掟に
laws of some
裁
mountain.
かれるより億倍マシでしょ
I agree.
それともちえ
Or
みちゃん
what?
は
Do you want to die a
むしろ
supernatural death?
超常的な死を遂げたいのかどれも的を外してる
No dice, huh?
ってところか
Yeah. Man, this was complicated.
神様ってやつのせいか。
Is it God's fault?
半分は
Half of it, yeah.
もう半分は
But you can't explain the other
説明
half.
しづらい。
Right.
じゃあ神様の
Then
方を
talk about
話して
God, at least.
どう言えばいいのかな。
How do I put this?
神様は
God is
こうなんだ。
misfortune.
ん
Hmm?
いや、辞書的な意味で
Well, I don't mean that
不幸なことを
literally.
呼んでるわけじゃなく
It's just that
そのね、神様がいるからどうやっても私たちは幸せになれない。
it's because of God that we can't obtain happiness.
それは目に見えるもの。
Is God visible?
うん、
Yeah,
私たちは
we've all seen it. But its
で
true
も
form might be
本質
invisible.
は目に見えないものかも。
目に見える部分について聞
Let me
こ
ask about the visible part.
う。それは
Is it human?
人間？
Though slowly and hesitantly, she gave me a light nod.
それは安水の誰か？
Is it someone from Yasumizu? Silence. Neither yes or no.
じゃあ上藤吉の人間？
Is it someone from Kami Fujiyoshi? She kept her silence. Her shoulders were shaking a bit.
じゃあ
Then,
違う、やっぱ違う。人間じゃない。
no,
人間をど
no,
うしたって
no.
神様はどうにも
It's not human. You can deal with humans, but God is beyond them. Shit. I knew it'd go like this.
落ち着いて説明するんだ。
Calm down and
じゃ
explain.
ないと僕も君もやられる
Otherwise, we'll both be killed.
いっそ殺してくれればいい。
Fine.
夢とっとと終わ
I
らせ
just
て
want this nightmare to be over with already.
ねえ春秋さん
Hey, Haruaki-san.
私を殺して
Kill
あ
me.
なたの手なら
If it's at your hands, I think I can really die.
何言い出すんだ。
What are you
しっか
saying?
りしろ。
Get a hold of yourself.
私しっかりしてる。
I am.
私は汚れて
I'm
なん
not
か
corrupted.
ない。私は狂って
I'm not insane. I'm not.
おかしい。おかしいのは藤
It's Fujiyoshi that's crazy.
おかしいのは
It's God that's crazy.
神様の方よ。
神様とは
Is God some state of being? I just kind of blurted out something without thinking. Jamie was clearly in a state of panic. The despair was one cause, but someone panicked like this couldn't explain themselves properly. Also, I didn't feel like this was simply some spiritual being she could see. She could perceive God as a sensation of sorts, and the fact others couldn't cause her to panic. Explaining a sense like that wasn't easy, and trying to explain it in detail was also a reminder of how much it scared her. I had to try and understand what she was sensing, and find a better word for it than God. That was what I thought to myself after saying those words, but why did she suddenly go quiet? See, now I'm worried about what a wolf is. If it's actual werewolf rules, and the wolves don't actually know who they are. And it literally is just luck base of everyone simply has to realize that they're a potential target and try to clear themselves. Although then again, a werewolf might accidentally stupidly ask themselves to be looked into by the snakes. So surely they know they're the wolves, but she was raising her head, and her eyes were wide, staring right at me. She'd completely stopped voicing her pain. Did I hit the nail on the head? As I considered that possibility, don't you transform, woman. Oh. Wait a minute. I felt a cold, damp breeze from behind me. No way the door is open. She wasn't staring at me. She was staring at something behind me. I turned around, following the direction of her eyes. Uh-oh. How long had the front door been open? Uh-oh. Had I forgotten to lock the door? Does that even matter? What am I looking at? And how long had that thing been there? What is this? Is this Rikako? There was a person outside. Was it even human? Through the darkness, I could see that it definitely had a humanoid silhouette. I wonder if this is like, there's supposed to be a rule about locking yourself up. Because they didn't lock themselves up, is this just some Yomi Bito that came to enforce the rule? But it was definitely abnormal. Its body was covered in bandages. No. Sutras? It was a smallish boy, or girl, covered in marked cloth. I would have said girl, but it could be a very slender young man. A potentially kind of feminine man, I guess. Again, was it even human? I asked the same question again, unable to even voice the words. I couldn't move a finger. Or rather, I didn't, because I had no idea what would have happened if I did. As the tension began to overwhelm me, I saw its lips move.
黄泉の匂いに
The wolves cometh
狼は
to the smell of Yami.
みそぎの
Cleanse,
望
shelter,
み夢見せ
and dream. So this is about the broken rules? But he broke the rule before, right? So you didn't care about... So it's about... Keep forgetting names. It's about Serizawa.
不死吉の娘
Oh, it is. Daughter of Fushiyoshi. They howl. So this isn't about us, it's about the one behind us. So she's not a wolf? I heard something fall. Turning back around, I realized it was Jamie.
ちえみ
Still confused, I rushed over and caught her. It was a momentary loss of consciousness. She hadn't fainted, she just seemed to be drifting at the border of reality.
おいしっか
Hey
りしろ
Wake up!
私
Why
この部屋どこ
am I here?
さっきのやつは何なん
What
だ
was that thing?
さっきの
What thing?
おかしいな
Weird.
なんだろう
I'm so
眠い
sleepy.
ごめん
Sorry. I'm going back. Jamie stood up. Her eyes were utterly devoid of life. She headed to the door. It was closed. There was no one there. I set that matter aside for now, and Jamie was way more important. I had to stop her. That was why I...
絶対に連れて行く。
I'll take you out of here. Wrapped my arms around her.
捨てる命なら
If you want to throw away your
僕に
life,
くれ。
give it to me.
明日の朝
And tomorrow morning,
ちえみとメイコ
I'll
を連れ
take
て
you and
ここを
Mako
出る。
and leave this place.
君を連れてじゃないんだ
You and Mako. Not just you. That was her first response in a while.
君によろしくお
Well,
願いされたから
You
ね。
entrusted her to me.
その意は最後
I'll
まで
honor the
組ませ
trust
て
you
もら
showed me until the end.
律儀なんだ
Man of integrity, huh?
うでしょ。
You noticed?
実は
Well,
子供を
there's also the
見殺
fact
し
that
に
I'm
するのは
just not
他
too
より
keen
も
on letting a
気分が
child
悪いって
die.
打算もあったりするんだ。
悪ぶれてないよ春秋さん
You've dropped the tough guy
あ
act,
と
Haruaki-san.
いつの間にか呼び捨てになってる
Also, when did you drop the honorific?
嫌だった
You don't like it?
嫌じゃないけど
No, I don't mind.
けじめというか
It's just, shouldn't there be a transition point for these kinds of things?
僕と付き合って。
I mean, if your lives are on the line at any moment, like you could die in the next minute, why not just drop it? Go out with me.
いいよ。
Sure.
だから一緒に逃げよう。
So let's get out of here.
わかった。
Okay.
言っておくけど、
Just so you know,
一緒に死んでもいいって
I'm
言う
only saying that because I don't mind dying
メ
with
イ
you.
コちゃんのことは悪いけど、
Sorry,
考えてない
but
し
Mako-chan's barely a blip on my radar.
自分に責任持てよ。
That's not very responsible, is it?
ちえみさんどうも
Chiemi-san is a girl with many brain problems,
年長者に
so she prefers to rely on people older than her.
任せろ。
Leave it to me.
あと、
Also,
他に希望者
we're
がいたら
taking
連れて
anyone
行
who
くから。
wishes to join us.
え
What?
私は特別扱い
I'm not getting some special treatment here.
特別扱い
You
だ
are.
よ。
The others have a
他は任意だ
choice.
けど、
But
君
now
と
that we're
付き合った以
dating,
上
I'm
踏んじま
taking
って
you
も
whether you
連れ
like
て
it or
行く。
not.
微妙
Not sure I'm happy about that one.
知ってるか？僕はモ
Did
テ
you
ない
know
ん
I'm
だ。
actually not a very popular guy? No, really? Who would have ever guessed?
春明さんありがとう
Oh, she fell asleep, I think. Thanks. Her teary voice compelled me to embrace her.
私が
If I'm
今夜
killed by the wolves
狼
tonight,
に殺されたら
言うな。
don't say that.
私の
I don't care what.
何でもいいから
Take a part of me
どこか
outside.
一部だけでも
That's
外に
grim.
連れてって
心配するな。
Don't worry.
怖いよ
I'm scared.
僕がいる。
I'm right here.
僕が
I'm here
い
for
るか
you.
ら。
It hurt to say baseless things. Even so, I kept on saying whatever I could to make her feel better. This went on for only 10 or so minutes, though. Because suddenly you heard the rooster telling everyone it's time to wake up, right? No. Even if the wolves didn't pay us a visit, we'd have to respect the rules of living here. We awkwardly exchanged some parting words, and I saw her off as she returned to her room. Her parting ways with a frail smile on her damp face. Oh, that's what he meant. She has to go back to her room. Didn't it already warn her about the rules, though? That felt like it's doing that because she's already broken the rule. Tomorrow. Everything would be decided tomorrow. Well, it's the next day. Who's going to be dead? Another morning. Aside from being really hungry, I woke up the same as always. Someone's gonna be dead. I hope it's no Sato at this point. I hadn't died. The only real difference this morning was that I could go outside as I pleased. It was still misty out, and I couldn't see much beyond the dorm. A settlement isolated in mist. A space cut away from the world. Could we really leave this place? No. We could. It had to be physically possible. Well, you've seen a werewolf. What do you mean it had to be physically possible? The idea that we couldn't was just speculation. Oh, trust me, the player. It is not just speculation. I mean, last time you didn't go towards the river, I don't think. So maybe the river is somehow a way out, but I doubt it. No matter how much this place defied reality. What was that thing? Why had Chiemi collapsed? How sane were we? Was this even really happening? Human senses and memories often lied to us, though just dismissing anything that didn't make sense as an illusion wasn't a good idea. That thing had actually visited us. Its appearance was strange, but I had little proof that it was something supernatural. Thus, that had to be human. I suppose. I mean, the first time I saw this, I thought its fingertips looked kind of clawish, but now that I see them again, no, not really. Just pointy. Just very slim and pointy. As for the reason Chiemi collapsed, there were quite a few possibilities. Unless it was a trick she schemed with that thing beforehand. That being had to have been too much for her to handle emotionally. I mean, she was having a panic attack about God.
なんて言ってたっけ
What did that thing say again? The wolves cometh to the smell of Yomi. Cleanse, shelter, and dream. Daughter of Fujiyoshi, was it? The wolves cometh to the smell of Yomi. That almost makes it sound like they only attack those who have broken rules, that are being infected by the Yomi. Well, that seems questionable. It basically seemed like a fancy way of saying, get back to your room and sleep. So we're going with it as a warning and not like telling her that, well, you're screwed, you're gonna die now? That was a warning? Did it not give that warning to others? Did they just ignore it? So it was a warning from those who made the rules. Is it? Then did it visit the others? Then was that something on the mountain? Great Lord Shinai's side? No, to be honest. I'd say it was more like something from the other side. I mean, it kind of fit my image of Yomi Bito. It definitely did. I would imagine maybe something a little more gray or decaying, but yeah. It wore sutras in place of clothing. The cloth over its face reminded me of a funeral shroud. The word corruption seemed particularly fitting. It had a really sinister aura. Well, to me anyway. Though, that was strange. Great Lord Shinai was the enemy of the forces from Yomi. Yomi Bito wouldn't act as his messengers. True. That does seem weird unless they are. Because again, it's still weird that the wolves somehow have to abide by rules as well. I mean, the fact that they have to is what keeps everyone else safe and following the rules, but it's still strange. This contradiction. It was quite eerie. An alluring unknown. But that didn't matter now. My goal was to let Chieni and any supporters we gathered escape. I returned to the room, made my futon, and started searching again. The futon was the only thing in the closet. There was nothing I could use as a weapon. I gave up and left the room. And went to Chiemi's. If the worst had come to pass, I had to fulfill her last request. Please don't be in pieces. Please don't be dead. Wait, what if she's alive but not in pieces? Well, like, what if there's no piece of her? Like, she's just whole but dead. He's gonna carry her entire body out. The lock was... The door was locked.
やはり、そうか。
I knew it. So the wolf was... I knocked. She came out after just a few seconds. Apparently, she was already ready to go.
武器が欲しい。
I want a weapon.
そう思って
I figured. Ooh, I don't know how effective that's gonna be against a wolf. I'm gonna have to hide that thing until it's about to eat me and like stab it in the mouth or something, or the eye. She gave me a pretty large knife with a sheath, probably used for hunting.
君のは
Got anything for yourself?
前の包丁はなくしちゃったから
I lost my kitchen
それ
knife,
きり
so you'll have to protect me. All right. Can you act as bait then? So I can sneak up on it?
任せて。
Sure. I had zero confidence in pulling it off. Same. But sometimes bravado was important to hold on to. Fake it till you make it. We went to Haru-chan's room. It wasn't locked. Uh-oh. Actually... Let me continue. Maybe she just woke up early? The room was no bigger than the others, but it was a huge mess. But it didn't look like there was a corpse present. Let's say that she was human and that Yasu was a wolf. It feels like he is safest if he keeps her alive to the very end. Even if it, like, he could even, like, try to be like, okay, maybe my mother was a wolf after all, and we just have one left. So help me vote this final person out, and it's just us, and we win, and then she's tricked. I feel like he could do that. Because if he kills her, I don't think that's going to work as, like, why would I kill her? She was on my side and everything, so you can't suspect me. I don't think that would work. It's clearly not going to work on Nosato. Like, he's determined to just do whatever the heck he wants. And just out anyone he doesn't like, or anyone who tries to go against him. So you need her alive to the end. So if Yasu's the wolf, then she's got to be alive. She'd either already woken up and went outside without locking the door, or her corpse was somewhere outside, like Yoshitsugu-kun. I gain a habit of expecting the worst.
安永君は
What about Yasunaga-kun?
同じ。
The same.
メイコのところへ行こ
Well,
う
let's check on Mako. Don't kill the little girl. And today's mist was denser than usual. Just extending my arm was enough to make my hand hazy and indistinct. That's definitely hazy. I've had some real fog, but I don't think I've ever been unable to kind of see my hand from extended out from me. I kept on walking, knife in my right hand and Chiemi's hand in my left. The settlement was way too quiet. We headed for the village plaza. I almost tripped a few times on the field paths, but Chiemi kept me on my feet with just a few warnings. I could keep going as long as she was with me. We arrived at the plaza. There was no one there. Have they already found the dead body? Basically, there was no need to use the dining hall as the go-to gathering spot anymore. Oh, true. I mean, no one's going to feed you there now. We passed Rikako's Uematsu's house. It didn't look unlocked, but I couldn't hear any indications of movement from inside. Was she asleep? Or did something happen to her? If they become Yomibito, are they just like something like undead or just living mad beasts, or do they actually eventually die, corrode, something? Whatever the case, I had no choice but to ignore her.
ここだっけ
It was here, right?
うん。
Yeah. Mako's place was open? Oh no. Don't you dare. Okay. Thankfully, all I found inside was just a messy futon. It was the same as Haru-chan's room. But I have a bad feeling about this. Because it seems like so far, aside from the first night maybe, it feels like they've been getting people to die from corruption or like rule breaking or something. Or from killing each other or anything that doesn't directly involve the wolves. Which is why it does feel like it's sensible that it would be Yasu who decides to play the game differently. Maybe. Now that it's happened with 3 people, it was safe to assume something wasn't right.
チエミ悪いけどこれ
Jamie,
返す
sorry. Look, you can have this back.
Eh?
We're giving the dagger back? Are you about to run off from her? You are. That's why you're giving her the weapon. Huh? I gave her the knife. And grabbed a stick lying against the house. A stick? I guess they can only be werewolves at night, but a stick? That better be a huge-ass stick. That better be, like, good enough to use as a cane.
どういうこと？
What's wrong?
実際に使える武器がいるから
I need a weapon I can actually
Sorry.
use.
どこ
That
を目指
aside,
そう
where do we go next? That was a lame excuse. And she knows it.
やっぱり踊
The
ったな。
hall, right? As it turned out, that was exactly where the other inhabitants were. So they got together already, like so early, without Cheney. I mean, I guess where would she go but to come here? Did you drag the girl here just to force us to be here? Are you forcing us into a vote? With the exception of one, anyway. Okay. Who died? And this time it was just one death.
遅
Okay.
かったね。
Wasn't you two.
いや、私らが早すぎたか。
You're late. Or maybe we're early. Haru Makishima. She was in her usual agitated state. You're alive. Wait. Do I get to say hallelujah? I mean, no one should die. It's kind of bad that to have someone die, but I mean, if it's who I think it is, hallelujah. Taya Yamawaki. She was silently chanting something to herself. I can pretty much guess what she's chanting. The thing she always chants. Mako. Haru-chan had her hands on her shoulders, but she still looked anxious. And finally... Ain't no way Yasu's dead.
おはよう。
Oh
Cheney.
god, I didn't think so. I mean, on one hand, hallelujah! Nosato's gone. No matter what, the guy was a punk. He was going to cause us to lose. Any chance we have at winning is with him dead. But... good morning, Chieni.
それに、
And Haruaki
Fusaishi
Fusaishi-san. Yasunaga Oribe. His face was grim. Those were all the people here, meaning that...
ついに、野里さんか。
So they finally got Nosato-san, huh? I guess I would say he's kind of useful to have around to the end because he was causing so much chaos and whatnot, and you can kind of work around him. You kind of use him to your advantage. But at the same time, since he killed your mother, because your mother was already corrupted, I feel like if you're the wolf, your mother's already out of the picture. She's already lost, right? And she still exists, and she's lost. Whereas you got rid of your brother because I think you hated your brother for being the favorite. So you got rid of him and kept the mother alive by corrupting her. Nosato would definitely come for you next, after successfully getting rid of your mother. And maybe you just wanted petty revenge against Nosato. A simple process of elimination was enough to know who was gone. Anyway, it was time for the first battle.
メイコ、おいで。
Let go of her, Haru. Mako, come here. She tried to walk to us, but Haru grabbed her back, didn't she? No! The only reason you can even say that is because now you guys know that she's a monkey. Because you guys didn't trust her either. You didn't like her at all because she was an outsider. But Haru Makishima stopped her. It was time. I raised my stick and... Huh?
本性を表しましたか、Fusaishiさん。
Oh, be quiet. So you finally revealed your true colors, Fusaishi-san. Yasunaga, Oribe, stood in my way. How am I revealing my true colors when I want the monkey to come with me? Like, if we're the wolves and you are the humans, having the little girl on your side changes nothing. It doesn't matter whose side she's on. I think you're the wolf then. You and Haru... Well, I don't know about Haru. You're the wolf. Haru's probably the wolf. The old lady could still be the wolf. Oh, of course you do. He had a menacing-looking grass sickle in his right hand. He readied it for a swing at me.
あなたが全ての不幸の
You're the cause of all the misery here.
最後だ
It's
と
the
思
end.
って今朝
So I knew it would come down to pure
実力
strength.
には予想してましたよ。
You're the cause of all the misery? If you were... The way you were before would come off more as like... This game and the rules and whatnot are the cause of the misery. The fact that you're saying that, yeah, I think I'm locking in that you're the wolf. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm like 90% sure. No, no way. Huh? What?
知恵姉は騙されてたんだ。
You were tricked.
この人が
He's the one who caused all this. Not letting him join the feast was a mistake.
失敗なんだ。この人をくくってれば、
If we hanged him,
母さんも
Mom,
吉嗣も
Yoshisugu,
みんな死な
and
なくていい
everyone else would still be alive.
待って、そんな。
See, he knows it's a stalemate right now, technically. If anything, it might even be more in our favor. With me and Jamie versus him and Haru. Haru's not going to be that useful. But if he can get rid of... if he can turn Jamie against us... Wait, that's...
今日は
We'll hang him
この
today.
人をくくるんだ。
That will end everything.
そうすれば全部終わるから。
安永くん、よくないな。
Yasunaga-kun. You shouldn't try to advance the situation based on a story no one knows.
それは
What about you?
あなたもでしょ。
Why did you try to attack?
急に殴りかかろう
What
と
do you mean try to attack? I just readied a weapon. I just stood there holding up a weapon. That was me trying to intimidate, maybe, at most.
おお、
Oh,
そりゃそうだ。
good point.
ちなみに行
I'll
動
tell
理由
you.
は人質
I
だ
want
った
to
ね
take back the hostage.
だからそれは
But that's...
まあ、その
Well,
前に
before that,
ここで混
let
乱
me
の
just help
痛みを味わっている
Jamie-chan
ジェイミちゃんに
understand.
フォローをして
Look how
おくことを
confused
し
she
よう
is. Huh? What? They didn't say they didn't say another word. Jamie and Mako were the only ones who seemed confused at all. Basically, the others had prepared for this.
誰が狼かはさておいて、まず大事なことは2つ。
Ignoring who's a wolf here, there's two important things you gotta keep in mind.
まず、
First,
昨日僕は
yesterday,
メイコに対して
I told Mako that I
この
wanted to
集
escape
落
the
を脱出
settlement
する
with
こと
her.
を持ちかけた。
It's best to assume everyone heard that.
皆に聞かれたと考える
Probably.
べき。村からの脱走は禁止。
Escaping the village is
そ
taboo.
れは知ってる。
I know that.
問題は
The question is
村
whether
からの
letting
脱
someone
走を
escape makes you a
見過ぎず
target of
に
the
逃がす
corruption.
側も汚れの対象になるかどうかって点。だから早朝に
That was why you secured
メイコ
Mako
の身柄を
first thing in the
押さ
morning.
えた。
And I can totally understand that.
話としてわかる。もう一つ。
The other thing is that Chiemi and Yasunaga-kun ended up on opposing sides yesterday. Owing to that, today's feast would be a one-on-one between them.
両者の一騎打ちだ。基本的には
Since Haru-chan would almost always take Yasunaga's-kun's side, he'd have an advantage. Unless she has us. I mean, at this point, can you really disregard us anymore? Can you really say we can't be part of the feast anymore? All the people that would have kept us out, that would have agreed with Jamie to keep us out, are gone. The old lady, I mean, what can she really do?
しかし
But with Tai-san and Mako as swing votes, his victory wasn't guaranteed.
だから
That's why you decided that reconciling with Jamie and going after the only outsider here was the safest way, right? Yep.
違う。
You're wrong.
違わない。
I'm
だ
not.
から僕を黙らせ
That's why you
るた
took
めに
Mako as a
メイコを
hostage.
人質に取っている
You want me silenced.
違う。
No. I just thought you'd take her as a hostage and ask her to do horrible things. Oh, BS. If that were true, you wouldn't be... No.
僕にそんなことをして何
What
の
would I
得
gain
があ
from
る
that?
ぶっちゃけ僕は
Oh, right. None of you care about an outsider.
君だって納得してたはずだ
If we did that, then all you have to do is be like, okay, we're killing you. You're dead. Like, clearly it's you. You're dead. Right? Having her as a hostage would be useless. I'm an outsider. I mean, I'm not part of the feast. You agreed to that yourself, didn't you?
それが間違いだったんですよ。
That was a mistake.
じゃあ
If it's not you, then who else could be the cause of everything here?
僕もハルちゃんも家族を
Haru-chan and I lost family.
タイバーが
Taiba lost Takumi-san. We all lost people important to us.
誰かを失ってる。
See, I don't get it. What does that have to do with the werewolves? The wolves' victory is to kill everyone that isn't a wolf. If your family is not wolf, then you have to kill them. Or at least get them corrupted. Which, you know, surprise, surprise, your mother was corrupted. Seems like that'd be a way for her to get to live and be with you, right? For you get to still have her. Meanwhile, your brother, who was her favorite, is dead, so it's just you and your mother who's now corrupted. Like, I don't know about this. And it seems like Haru didn't care too much about her father. Like, miss me with this.
じゃあ失って
And
ない
who
の
didn't lose anything? Only you,
あなただけ
Haruaki
最
Fusaishi-san.
春秋さん
Yeah, because I'm an outsider. You're just trying to use that conveniently. Oh. So that was his story, huh? Sorry, Yasunaga-kun. But you're a bad storyteller.
君は嘘とか無茶を
You
言う
seem to have a
時
habit
に
of putting up a
有名になる
wall
癖
of
があるみたいだ
well-spoken
ね
words when lying or putting on an act.
ふざけるのは
Please, stop messing around.
さす
Oh,
がに今は
but I'm
おふざけ
not.
は自重してるよ
Yasunaga-kun. You're trying way too hard to manipulate
人を
people
感情
using
で
their
動かそうと
emotions.
しすぎている
Emotional manipulation, yeah.
そしてチエミのことも舐めている
You also understand Chiemi by thinking you can just use that as a smokescreen for the holes in your
感情論で
story.
押し切れると思っている
Oh, I said understand. You also underestimate.
確かに
Well,
全て
from
の
an
悪
emotional
事を僕の
standpoint,
せいにすれば
blaming me for everything
感
is
情
definitely
的
the
には
easiest
収まり
way.
がつくだろうしかし
But on the other hand,
君
you're
は
selling
自分の
yourself
キャラを
short.
大事にしなさす
You're
ぎる
calm, cool,
冷静
collected,
沈着
the type of guy who argues
年上の
against
暴論にも
adult
理屈で
absurdity
抗
with
するキャラ
facts and logic.
勝手な分析やめてください
Please stop this pointless analysis.
まあ
Well,
それは10年
that's
だか
something for the
何年だか
villagers to decide,
君を見てきた
not me.
村の方々が決め
They're
る
the
こ
ones
と
who
だ
watched you for
僕や
years.
君が決めるものじゃないも
Of
ちろん君
course,
だって
I understand you went through
心境
something
の変
difficult
化があ
enough
っ
to
ても
change
お
you.
かしくないほど
Traumatic,
辛い
true.
体験をしたっていうの
That
は
feels like he's using that to his advantage, though. Like, that's convenient.
じゃあ
Then let me ask you this.
君が完全に理性を失って
Are you blaming everything on the outsider because you've lost to your own emotions?
あるいはとても
Or are
冷
you
静
actually
に
acting rationally
僕を
to make sure you
食って
hang
今日の
me
宴を空振りさせ
and waste today's feast so you
自分の
can
有
tip
利
the
に
scales
こと
in
を
your
運ぼ
favor?
うとしているのか
Can we ask about the crow, please? Who was the crow? Was Nosato the crow? Because that would definitely give him just that much more reason to hang someone. He wanted to hang people anyway, but him being the crow would be even more so.
つまり
As in,
昼の死刑を
are you
回
someone
避
who'd
して
benefit from
得を
wasting
する
today's
陣営の
lynching?
人間なのかどっちだと思う
What do you
チェ
think,
ミ
Chiemi? She gasped and looked at Yasunaga Oribe. There was suspicion in her eyes, not trust.
言えばよかったんだ僕のことを
You could have just said that I
狼
was a wolf.
それでも
Yet
言
you
わなか
didn't.
った
You just said I'm the cause of all this.
自分が
Because you're a
狼だと
wolf
知っている
yourself.
から嘘をつくのが
You
苦手
hate
なんだろ
lying,
う
don't you?
かといって勝負
You
ど
know,
ころじゃ
when the chips are
つかな
down,
きゃならない
you
嘘は
have to
つかなきゃ
commit
ダ
to
メ
the
なんだ
lie.
よ
ジエネこんな奴のことを信じるの
Chieni, you're gonna believe him?
そうやって
Making an emotional appeal in the face of cold logic is a bad move here.
君の甘いとこ
You
ろ
need to
だ
fight logic with logic
君
until
は
the
最
end.
後まで理屈で戦うべきだった
Shut up!
何がわかる
What do you know?
ヘラヘラしてるだけ
You just wasted time, not doing anything because you
できなか
couldn't.
ったくせに
He had a point there. I did feel like shit about that. I should have joined the feast from the get-go. If I had, I wouldn't have wasted time on pointless arguments and autopsies. However,
僕はな
you know,
自分で考
Right
え
here,
る頭を持ってたくせに
there's a guy who can think
操
for,
作に
for
迷信に思
himself,
って
but just played along with some dumb superstition,
君に対し
letting
て
both his brother and mother die. True.
一人の大人
As
と
an
して
adult,
率直に
I'm really mad at him.
怒ってるんだぜ
Yasunaga-kun. Once I said that, Yasunaga Oribe hung his head and fell silent. 10 seconds of silence were enough for everyone to realize he'd lost the argument. However, the expression on his face, oh, was abnormally calm. Oh god, he's going back into character.
確かに僕は狼ですが、
You. True. I really am a wolf. He spoke as if it wasn't a big deal.
あなたはいくつか
But you are misunderstanding a few things. But that just made it seem even more abnormal.
もう僕らは
We've
勝ってる
already
ん
won.
ですよ。
Honestly, I kind of agree. You have. All thanks to a moron. He tossed away the grass sickle. What time is it? It should be early morning, though. Is he capable of killing? His voice wasn't nearly as passionate as before. It was cold and rational. He demonstrated a confidence rooted in sound logic. But I couldn't understand what he meant.
もう一人の狼、出てきてください。
Is it not Haru? Can't be the old lady. And is it possible for anyone to fake their death? Not really. Mother Wolf, please reveal yourself. It's not Mako because she's a monkey. And was like, supported by Mochi, who was also the monkey. That only leaves Haru and the old lady. Tai. Could it be the old lady? What was the point of that? Or is he talking about someone outside the group? Wait, do they only transform at night, or can they do like some sort of partial transformation or something? What if like Uematsu pretended to be fully corrupted because she was a werewolf? So she was outside the feast. It's weird that he voted for her if that were the case, though.
いいね。
Oh, okay, it was the old lady.
安く
You. Are you sure, Yasu-kun?
え
Yes,
え、もういい
that's
です
enough.
私がもう一人の狼よ。
I'm the other wolf. I couldn't make sense of this. Had he decided to graciously concede by selling out his partner now that he'd been cornered? They have something up their sleeves. So your partner is an old lady, and now Haru should no longer be on your side, right? Unless you've already convinced Haru. And you threw down the weapon. Like, the little girl's useless. I guess the old lady isn't useless if she's a wolf. So if Haru supports you, that leaves just me and Chiemi, but Chiemi's pretty strong. She grew up a hunter and everything. She's quite a tomboy and everything. I don't... No. He said he'd already won. Even if there were 2 wolves, there were 4 of us. 3 of you. And even that's questionable. They'd lose in votes. Votes? Does voting matter anymore? Can you succeed in hanging both of them? Actually, the rule is that you can only hang one of them. Is there a rule against them being allowed to fight against anyone trying to hang them? My answer came from a completely unexpected direction.
兄ちゃん、兄ちゃん、やっぱりタイバーと兄ちゃんが狼様だったんだね。
Oh, you bitch. No, I'm saying it. You bitch. Are you serious? Are you about to say that you're third impostering? What do you mean? Nichan, you and Taiba really are the wolves. A shout of pure, unadulterated joy. Haru Makishima became the least comprehensible of anyone present. Well, and then there were 2. And they have a hostage, so maybe we should just run. She ran to Yasunaga Oribe and hugged him. He hesitated for a moment, but reciprocated. Mako, still as clueless as ever, slowly walked over to us. Oh, we get to have her back? I guess it doesn't matter anymore.
お兄ちゃん。
ごめんな。
I'm sorry.
お姉ちゃんに隠れとき
Hide
な。
behind Jamie.
春秋さん、これって一体。
Oh, Haruaki-san. What is this? Our death is what this is. We're screwed.
わからん。
I don't know. I really didn't. But I'd had a feeling that something wasn't quite right for a while now. And I suspected it'd be made clear now. I was certain of it, and it left me feeling uneasy.
OK。主導権は君
Okay,
に移った。
you have the initiative here.
説明を聞か
Can
せて
you
もらえる
explain?
かな。
Look at that bitch grinning. Can I slap her?
耐えば、お願い。
Also, I don't think he's gonna keep you alive unless he corrupts you like he did to his mother. Taiba, you do it. Oh, Taiba, you do it. Fine, fine.
もうずっと
I've been relying on you too much all this time.
頼りっぱなしだったからね。
God, she's smiling now. So she wasn't even denying it. She already kind of didn't. The moment she said, "Are you sure?" it was her basically not denying it.
しーちゃん、めいこちゃん、
Yeah, I was about to say, not me? What am I... Have you won because I'm still not part of the feast?
これは
Wait, that makes it 3 against 2.
おらんかったけどね。
If I still don't count as a vote, that's 3 against 2. Does that mean that if I try to interfere, I'm breaking the rules and I can be... This is something I never told you. A
昔
long, long time ago,
と昔
when I was still a girl,
私が息子
Kaori
だった
Fusaishi
頃
people got drunk
上藤吉の門が読み意味の宴について
and revealed the truth behind the feast of the Yomi Purge.
話をね。
The people review? So the people knew. And for some reason this time, only you knew. The truth. Tei Yamiwaki told us a story that was very similar to the legend they told in this strange village. Well, it was less like it was similar, and more like I was looking at it from the opposite angle. The part about Great Lord Shinai's sending the 5 guardians to help people was the same. 4 of them teamed up with the humans to murder the wolves. However, in the real story, I was about to say, the good and bad sides were completely reversed. So the goal is to get the guardians? Do the humans matter? Apparently, the people in the 4 guardians join Yomi on the very first feast of the Yomi Purge. Basically, all of them were Yomibito. They all ganged up on, overpowered, and exposed the wolves who tried to resist until the very end. That meant that this land had belonged to the Yomibito for a long, long time. The wolves were summoned here by none other than Shinai-sama himself. Some people of the Yasumizu were given the blessing of the wolves and had to free Yasumizu of its Yomibito. So the ones who are chosen as wolves and who come here. Why send just 2, though? Because there was only 2 here? So anytime they fail, you'll banish new people here. You have to be careful how many you banish. Apparently you can't just banish like 7 wolves, I guess. Basically, it was a holy war for them. That was the truth behind the Feast of the Yomi Purge. Taya Yamiwaki continued her explanation.
そんなもんは
At first, we thought the people of Kami Fujiyoshi
私たちをバカに
just made it
し
up
て
to
から
make fun of us.
考えたもんじゃと思ったのよね。だけど
But
そうじゃ
we
ない
found out it was true when we became blessed by Shinai-sama
神
himself.
内様は加護をくださるじゃからね。
So you see, Chi-chan,
あたしらはみんな
that's why we had to
亡き
slay
にしてやらねば
everyone.
ならんかったのよ。
So everyone is Yomi Bito, but they can still leave this area. Like, because the students... Wait. What about Haru? Haru lives here. Doesn't that mean she's Yami? That means she doesn't get to live. Plus, Yami and Mochi, they went to school outside of this village. And then Chiemi literally left this whole area altogether to go out into the rest of the world, to go to university. Is Chiemi Yomi?
辛かったけどもね。
It hurt a lot, though.
匠も
Takumi
苦
suffered
しそう
greatly,
にしと
too.
ったけれど。でも、こうして
But we had to do it to save the Yomi Bito.
人は救われる
That's what Shinai-sama said.
信頼様は言われるのよ。
Wait, what if that's a lie? Well, she said she heard that from them way back then. Can we really trust her memory? What if that was somehow a trick for her? What if that was like... the wolves... Actually, what happens if the wolves win? Do they win permanently? Or is it like just a never-ending thing? Because if the wolves won back then and it's not a permanent thing, they could have just tried to pass it on to you to make sure you become a wolf and listen. Or she's making this up to convince Jamie. Which seems the most likely, honestly. Because I want to say that, how do you know it's Shinai and not the Yomi Bito trying to pass itself off as the Shinai? But she said that she heard them back in the feast before. She overheard them because they got drunk. I don't know how true that is. Tae Yamawaki was crying. Alright. So she was now a confirmed culprit who believed the murders to be salvation. And there were just two more points I didn't understand. The corruption. And the eerie message. Most things made sense if you switched Shinai-sama's enemies and allies. The idea that people wearing those outfits could be the good guys was kind of weird, but, well, that was the culture here. If there's 4 guardians against 2, wait, no, 2 monkeys, spider, no, there's 5 guardians. There's 5 guardians against the 2 wolves, and then all the humans that apparently are Yomi. Why would the guardians not just immediately out themselves, especially when they're believed to be the good guys? Really, this game would be over quickly if you all just been like, we're the guardians. For sure, trust us. And then we just have to pick out the wolves. I still don't understand the rules, the enforcement of the rules between the wolves and the guardians. The idea that people wearing those outfits could be the good guys was kind of weird, but, well, that was the culture here. Or maybe only the Yomi Bito, me too, saw them as evil? Maybe that was the story here. The problem here was that
そんなの
I
そんな話
I
知ら
didn't
ない
know that. Are you serious right now? Don't trust him that easily. And Chiemi didn't know this.
僕は加護を受けた時に知った
I only found out when I was blessed. So even Yasunaga-kun didn't know about it. Wouldn't it just make things easy if the humans did know about it? Apparently they knew back then, right? So why do they not know now? I remembered some of his words.
学校の先生の受け売りですけど思想を与えればいい
This
ん
is
じ
just
ゃ
something
な
I
い
heard
です
from a
か
teacher at school, but you could do it by giving them something to fight for, couldn't you?
要は
Basically,
自分たちのしてい
You
る
need
こ
to
と
make
が
them
正
think
しい
that
と
they're
思え
doing the
れば
right
いいん
thing.
じゃないかって
he really hated lies, didn't he? He basically told me the truth of things. This feast actually had a system that made zealous murderers of people. Whatever. Enough about Yasunaga Oribe.
なぜハルちゃんは知ってた
Then why did Haru-chan know? She was glad when she realized Yasunaga Oribe was a wolf. Basically, she already knew the real story. That the wolves were the good guys. I don't know about that, but maybe. I mean, maybe she's just happy that her father was killed because she didn't like him. And that she doesn't want Yasu to be dead. I don't know why she cares about Tae. Why? Who told her?
狼様が私に
The
教えてくれた
Okami-sama told me.
おじいちゃんが死ん
They showed up in my dreams on the day Oji-chan died and told me about it.
そう教えてくれた
Oh, wait. So while they were in werewolf form, in the big giant wolf form, well, she says my dreams, but... Wait, does she mean the actual guardian, original guardian, I guess? And not just someone who's been blessed by the guardian? Nonsense. Insanity. Did she seriously decide to throw her life away over a dream? If they're supposed to be asleep, what if they were talking to her while she was half asleep? And she kind of like saw them and then thought it a dream, because she didn't die. But on the day Oji-chan died, he died the night before Haru-chan tried to run away from the settlement. She believed the dream. She started to despair over being surrounded by Yomibito and planned to escape. Ah, okay. That kind of makes sense. Well, what if that was a trick just to get her to run away, breaking the rules and die that way, and just have her get picked off that? Well, again, she trusts Yasu. He needs her on his side. Why get rid of her? That made sense.
でも
But I did think that Taiba would know the real story.
正しい言い伝えを知って
There
る
was no way she couldn't.
タイバーがなのに言い出さない
But she didn't say it, so I thought that maybe she was a wolf.
って思ってたし兄ちゃんは
And I began to think the same thing about Nichan when we talked.
もしかしたらって思って
You mean upstairs? It all clicked. She believed. She believed the sudden revelation, despite a lack of proof, and that the man she liked was in the minority that had justice on their side. And right now, she said she would betray the humans and join the wolves. She believed Yasunaga Oribe was right with all her heart. And so, the wolf, Yasunaga Oribe, had 3 votes for the feast. And you don't count. So it's 3 against 2.
知恵姉とメイコが僕に投票しても僕を殺すことはできない
Well, if we're going to die anyway, might as well just go for your throat. I can't be killed even if Chieni and Meiko both vote for me.
ルールを曲げて不採
Even
算
if you
を
bend the
疑う
rules
よう
and
に
count
も
Fusaishi's son's vote,
決選
it'd still
投
be
票を
just
して
3.
も
You couldn't
一
choose
人
one
に
even
選
if
ぶ
we
こ
did a
とは
final
でき
vote.
ない
Right. It'd be 3 against 3, a tie. They would just wait till night, kill one of us, and then it's 3 against 2. No matter what, like, we'd have to... If we break the rule and kill Haru, thinking we can't kill them, it would just kill one of us, if not all of us. No matter what, they win. So... Yeah, we'd have to kill both wolves to win. We would have to somehow, bending the rule of attacking and killing more than one, we'd have to kill both the old lady and Yasu. Because even if even one of them survives and we get punished by the rules, that would be Haru and the old lady, or Haru and Yasu, whichever one we didn't kill, versus Meiko and Jamie. 2 against 2, that's a tie. And then they just kill one, and then that's 2 against 1. Well,
かくして
and now,
二人とも
without
欠ける
either
こ
wolf
となく
without either wolf dying,
狼の
we win.
勝ちです楽勝でしたね
It was easy. Oh yeah, well, joke's on you. The moment you kill me, I go back in time. I saw it clearly now. I understood. So what's our deal, though? Why do we have this ability? There's 7 guardians in this case. The wolves can sometimes be less than 2, more than 2. So there's 6 guardians, realistically. At least 1 wolf, and then the 2 monkeys, I guess. But in this case, there's 7 guardians. The 2 wolves, the 2 monkeys, the crow. Who was the crow? Was it Natsato? The spider, the snake. So what are we? What's our deal?
春秋さん。それって。
Haruaki-san. Is he...
そうだ
Yeah.
ね。
Yasunaga-kun is right.
言う通りだ。ちえみたちの、
You... No.
いや、
We
僕た
lose.
ちの負けだ。
Everyone had different reactions to my words. Shiemi backed away and gasped. Well, if we try to go with the child living, I mean, I can take down Yasu, you can take down Tae. And then it's just a matter of whether Haru would kill Mako or not. She probably would. And Tae Yamawaki closed her eyes and sighed. Mako didn't seem to understand anything. Yasunaga Oribe didn't react at all. Haru Makishima was smiling, bitch. Oh man. All I really had left was struggling like the filthy, annoying adult I was.
はるちゃん、
何よ。
What? Oh,
兄ちゃん、
Nii-chan.
この
What happened to Fusaishi-san?
久石さんはどうなるの？
Wait, what? Why are you asking that? Because we're an outsider. Technically, we're not a Yomi. Do you want us to die, Haru? We were nice to you. You hated us at first, but we were nice to you.
このまま何も関わらないのならば、僕は無視する。
Wait, what about Mako? Mako's also an outsider, isn't she? Although I don't know what her deal is. She came from the river as well. And there was one line she said before. I forget what the line was, but it was kind of weird. Especially the part when she was like talking about the wolves will come, just like the old man did. I'll ignore him if he doesn't interfere.
そう。
You seem disappointed. I see. Was that relief just now? Oh, okay. Is that relief? I feel like she seems more disappointed, but was that relief just now? Sorry, but I couldn't enjoy my sudden jump in popularity.
なきにせいでもええのかね。
We don't have to slay him.
必要なら、
Shinai-sama will do something if need be. That dispassionate tone didn't do much to convince me he truly believed this ridiculous superstition.
でも、
But you won't ignore
黙って
this,
は
will
いない
you?
のでしょ、あなたは。
That's probably why. If we don't interfere, but you know we're going to.
さあね。
Who knows?
正直、
Honestly,
そっちが
if
善
you're
な
the
の
good
なら
guys,
読み
I
人
don't
側
know
に
if I
手
should
を
help the
貸すのも微
Yomibito
妙
side.
って気はしてきたし。
We killed... Well, we didn't kill, but we helped subdue his mother and everything, who could have just successfully killed everyone. Wait, his mother would have killed... Was Tae really going to eat the food? What was the deal with that?
春秋さん。
思ったより薄情なんですね。
You're crueler than I thought.
都会人の合理
We
性とで
city
も思
folk
ってく
value
れ
a
れば
well-reasoned argument.
見損なっ
That's a
て
lie. I assure you that's a
そうは言いません。
lie. City folk... No.
正しい判断です。とても正しい。
I want to say I misjudged you. It's the right decision. Very right, in fact. Big words.
ちょっと、
Hey,
そんなのないでしょ。
what the hell?
あなた
You said you
あ
like
れだけ
Cheney,
ジェ
didn't
ネ
you?
のことが好きとか
And now
言
you're
って
gonna
みて
abandon her?
見捨てるの？
What are you talking about? It was already said that I only get to live if I don't interfere, and then you were relieved. What was the relief for then? Because obviously she doesn't get the same treatment. She lives here. She's from here. I'm pretty sure you guys intend to kill her, or they intend to kill her. Good point. Well, yeah, I was pretty damn cold-blooded.
うーん。
Hmm.
痛いところを疲れるばかりでも不愉
I'm
快だ
not
か
too
ら
fond of being hit where it
反応しようか
hurts,
な。
so I guess I'll respond.
はるちゃんよ。
Haru-chan.
何よ。
What?
分かってると思うけど、
You know you're gonna
君
die,
は
right?
死ぬぜ。
I mean, she was born here. Or at least she grew up here.
それで、いいんだ
You're
よ
okay
な。
with that? She didn't think of it? Are you serious? She tried to escape or something because she was surrounded by Yomibito? You are one. Aren't you? I mean, that's why your father died, isn't it? If he's really your father, then you're one too. And this was pretty damn bad, honestly. Apparently, his great lord Shinai was a huge scumbag. And he should have told her that much. Yeah, what was the point? So he got... Yeah, that seems strange. He tricked one of them, the Yomibito, into helping the wolves. Who aren't Yomibito, because the Yomibito are bad guys. And that it's the humans, these humans, and the guardians with them that are the bad guys. Then what's the point of bringing her over to their side? She's a bad guy.
君に聖典を教えたところで、
Even if you've been told the real story,
君が人柄であることに変わりはない。
you're still a human.
君は狼
You
になった
haven't
わけ
become
で
a
は
wolf,
ない
have
だ
you?
ろう。匠さん
You
や
didn't
マサ
kill
トさんを殺したわ
Takumi-san
けで
or
はないだろう。
Nosato-san, right?
殺してないけど
I didn't.
なぜだか知らない
I
が
don't know why.
君は聖
But
典
you're
を
just
知
a
ってしま
human
った
who
だ
knows
け
the
の
real story.
ただの人だ。
It is strange.
だから人が負けるという
That's
ことは
why the human's defeat will
君
mean
も
your
死ぬ
death.
ということだ。二人きりの時の話で
You said you thought Yasunagi-kun,
安永君が狼
Naga-kun
である
might have been
可能性に
a
思い
wolf
当た
when you
ったと
talked
言ってい
together,
た
right?
ね。安永君が
I
ミス
don't
で
think
そ
he
ん
would
な
ever
ことを
let
する
anything
とは
like that
思えない
slip.
から。
So he
きっと
probably
君の都
realized her
合を
role
知る
from
か
the
ら
way you were
君
acting.
がそういう役回りだと感づいて、それで
He was
自分
probably
の
trying
正
to
体
lead
を
you
確
by
定
showing
させない
hints,
ままに誘導して
but not revealing his
君が
identity
誘い
in
に乗
order
る
to
かどう
test
かを
whether you
試した
join
んじゃ
him.
ないかと思うわけだけど、狼はそういう役回りの人がいる
The
ことを
wolves
知って
probably
い
knew
た
there was a human
と
who had
いう
that
ことじゃ
role.
ないのかな。
So there's just more rules to the game then. Rules that were never told. I guess the old lady being the oldest one here, besides the old man, who was not telling anyone anything because he was just acting crazy. She's the oldest one here, so she's going to be the one who knows all the rules. She has a monopoly on what the rules are and aren't. So her being a wolf put them in complete control to make up whatever rules they wanted, almost. There's probably a rule about having to explain some of it, right? But probably didn't have to explain this role.
それがどうした
What of it? I was about to say, yeah. He actually said it. He's not denying it. He actually said that? This was the part where he was supposed to start lying. By not denying that, you basically admitted that you were an absolute scumbag who used Haru-chan, knowing you'd have to kill her. He was that bad at lying? Then how did he survive so long? Wait. Something was very wrong. I'd seriously misunderstood something here. And soon enough, my hunch was proven right.
本当
Oh god. I'm past 2 hours. If I, for some reason, end and need a thumbnail, this would be a good thumbnail. Seriously?
それが
What of it?
何だってのかしらね
Sorry, let me try that again. What of it? Haru-chan? Harumaki Shima's voice was brimming with joy. A carefree smile, laced with seductive intoxication.
読み人はくくられなきゃならない
How badly have you warped her mind? What the heck? Yomibito need to be hung.
汚れた
We're corrupt,
醜い
filthy, and disgusting.
おぞましい私たちには狼様
We can only be saved by the wolves' whorls and claws. Whorls?
誰だってわかる
Everyone knows that.
そんなことだから
And that's why you finished off Kaori-san, right?
香織お母さんを
You wanted to make your mother
幸せ
happy.
にするために
あ
Yeah,
その通り。
exactly. Oh yeah. The old lady voted his mother. I knew it. He obviously couldn't just vote his mother. He had to really keep up that act. No, Sato, you moron. I knew it. The moment he was cleared as a human, it was over. How did you... But the old lady... She tried to not be a vote. Was she gonna suddenly say, okay, I'll vote at the last minute or something? Or did you know Chiemi would act like that?
兄ちゃん春も
Oh, you're sick in the head.
幸せに
Ni-chan,
して
make me happy too. Haru Makishima coquettishly leaned on him. Yasunaga Oribe brought her closer without even a flicker of emotion crossing his face. Yamawaki watched them with a broad smile. What? What the hell? What were these people?
それで知恵ねどうする
You told me the story that you're a good guy. I feel like the old lady lied to you. In what way are you a good guy? Look how yeah, as our character said, look how emotionless you are. You really don't care. So, Janie, what will you do?
おとなしく
If
す
you
るな
listen to me,
救
I'll
って
save
あげ
you
る
by killing her. I underestimated it. I underestimated the madness of Yasumizu. And I realized too late that the Feast of the Yomi Purge wasn't just a system where zealous murderers killed each other. There was something here that completely shattered the people on a fundamental level. It was like a gear of madness. I'm inclined to think neither side is good, and at this point. That this is just a fun death game for the people that they banish here. Those who knew the real story found salvation in death. That insane tale instantly convinced people that it was right, to agree and to find peace in that. And I was actually surrounded by those very people. Understanding that, time to run, made me remember. Oh god. Oh no, she's right. Her whole, like, panicking about the god... Oh no. That she... Jamie? Keep it together. Don't betray me. Was from here too. Jamie was trying to take a step forward. I should have realized this earlier. She, who was afraid of God, was just like them, who accepted their salvation. Both brands of madness probably had roots in the exact same thing, so she was just as susceptible to madness as they were. However, it wasn't too late for her. Yasunaga Oribe's expression stayed the same. But right before I looked away from him, I saw a slight change. It was bitterness. Irritation. Something out of place on a victor's face. Oh? That made me realize that his plan for this scene wasn't lost to madness. That I had no choice but to take advantage of the opportunity. I grabbed Chiemi's hand. I pulled with so much force that she fell on her backside, but I didn't care. I dashed past her and swung my weapon at Yasunagi Oribe. I keep saying Gi. Ga. Nasunaga. I hit Haru Makishima once. Tai Yamawaki twice. That should be enough to cripple her. And then started beating the hell out of him, yep. And Yasunaga Oribe 5 or 6 times. Then, I ran to Chiemi and Meiko, who were completely dumbfounded and fled the hall. There was no time to waste. I had to hurry up and escape. You should have just tried to get to killing them as quickly as possible. If I didn't, I'd waste the one chance he'd given me. In theory, couldn't you potentially kill Tai and Naga, and the game would be over? You'd be punished, and then the game would be over. So if Haru would be free to try to kill I'm forgetting names again. Chiemi, to kill Chiemi, but Chiemi has the knife, so she can just reciprocate. And she wouldn't be punished.
何なの一体。
Haruaki-san, what are you doing? What's going on?
なあちえみ
Hey, Chiemi.
何？
What?
あの安永君ってのは
Yasunaga really has a good head on his shoulders, doesn't he?
何のこと？
What are you talking about? My hand hurts. I'll fall. I was probably irritated, and that's not just because of hunger. It was because of the epiphany I had, and because it had taken me so long to reach it. Yasunaga Orbe had a different motive.
芹沢ちえみに惚れている君は彼女だけは手にかけたくなかった
Right, he does still love her. I was thinking that earlier too. As soon as you talked about his face, the bitterness, I was thinking he still likes her, doesn't he? You have a crush on Chiemi Seirizawa, so you didn't want to hurt her, if no one else. So you used what little reason you still had to conclude that the only way to save her was through escape. But letting someone escape would be subjecting everyone else to the corruption. So you had to have me beat up everyone and take her by force to avoid that. Shit. If he didn't intend to let me run away, he wouldn't have thrown away the sickle. Right. He threw it away and then completely let you just go and grab the stick and then run back to him and beat the shit out of him. He was basically signaling for me to understand and finally attack him. In the end, he was far more clever than me. I never stopped dancing to his tune. Regardless of... No. Exactly because of that. I had to help these two escape no matter what.
なんせ大人だからな
After all, I'm an adult. By the way, using an adult without relying on one yourself was a very adult thing to do. Yasunaga Oribe. Good luck with the rest. We crossed the field paths. Went past the stone graves. And over the boundary. Descending the cliff took a lot of patience. It didn't seem like they were chasing us, so we could go down carefully. Chiemi's expression was dead. She'd been hit hard by a sudden revelation. The game board had been flipped on her. She'd lost. And now she had to suddenly say goodbye to her old friends. It was hard to just laugh that off. Should I have told her about Yasunaga-kun's intentions? I did consider it, but I couldn't bring myself to. He chose to save her by sacrificing their relationship. If she knew, she'd probably want to go back to the settlement. So was he happy that she was able to suspect him and whatnot? That would make this easy? Or maybe I just didn't want to say it, because of my pride as a man. That was fine by me, too. Being able to shrug off such unfairness was one of the blessings of adulthood. Usually. So I consoled Chiemi, shouted to Meiko to be more careful, and generally talked as much as I could. The mist grew even denser.
ねえ
Hey, Chiemi.
もう
I think we're already outside the village.
そうかも。
Maybe.
やったぞ
We did it.
ほら
And look,
何事もなく
nothing
抜けられ
happened.
た
Are we sure about this? I tried to escape before and we died. And I doubt he would have, like, killed Taeba, and then taken punishment. Because if that were the case, he could have just done that sooner.
やった？
We did it?
そうそう
Yep. Now let's cross the river and return to
川を
town.
下って町に戻ろう
川どっち？
Where's the river? I couldn't see anything. I hadn't just lost my bearings. It was worse than that. I couldn't even see Chiemi or Mako's faces. And I was actually holding their hands. We were already at the bottom of the cliff, walking on the stones below. We heard water, so it was clear we were close to the river. But I didn't know if we could keep going right now.
ちょっと休もうか。
Let's rest.
無理よ。
We can't.
ちえみ、
I thought she was gonna freak out again, but
違う。
no,
違うの。
that's not it. She stopped me.
聞こえないかな。
Don't you hear it?
水音以外に。
Ignore the water. Ignore the water? All I hear is water. Confused, I strained my ears.
何か聞こえる？
What am I supposed to hear? Woof woof? You mean like barking or howling? I don't hear it. Not yet. Woof woof!
追ってきてる。
They're coming after us. They were acting strange. I strained my ears again. Oh, well, this is going to make it easier to hear? What am I about to hear? What do you mean? Well, I still don't hear anything. Was it above us? I could hear the faint sound of rustling leaves from the top of the cliff.
逃げなきゃ。
We gotta run. Tired!
春明さん。
Haruaki-san. And take Mako-chan. I still didn't hear it. The intensity in Chiemi's voice made me take the situation seriously. What if the sound was just the wind, though? Was she jumping at shadows? But I would have been lying if I said I wasn't worried. I mean, same. After all, a question remained unanswered. And according to the legend, this was their HQ. Wait, they were the good guys, right? Still, this wasn't a normal place. I had to get out of here ASAP. After a while, I was forced to recognize the anomaly. We couldn't reach the river. Uh-oh. I ran along the riverbed. It should have been small, just a few meters wide. But even after 10 minutes of running, there was no sight of the river. We couldn't get anywhere. It was just like ring wandering. Wait, no. Ring wanderung? What is ring wanderung? A phenomenon where people wandering snowy peaks lose their sense of direction and just end up walking in circles. I know about that. I didn't know that had a name. I don't think I've ever heard that before. I don't think. Ring wanderung. However, even if my sight was limited, how could anyone get lost in such a small riverbed? I could hear the stream right next to me. This felt so wrong. I was good as blind. All I could trust were my ears, but that just made me realize how useless that was to rely on. I trusted my sense of direction less with every passing second. So, the sounds of parting grass in the distance, the sound of claws stepping on the rocks. I felt like they were getting closer. I couldn't be certain. Eventually, we slowed down. The others didn't say anything, but they were clearly exhausted. We hadn't eaten for days, not to mention the dense mist made our clothes uncomfortably damp and cold. It's about to loop again, isn't it? We walked along the riverbed without uttering a single word. The sound of water wasn't... Yeah, there it is. The sound of water wasn't getting closer, but something else sure was. Something. Things I didn't know scared me. The chill and the fear strangled me like a garrote as I carried Mako, passed out from exhaustion on my back. How long has it been like this? Suddenly, the hand I was dragging became heavier, and Chiemi had stopped.
春明さん。
Don't do that. Don't go shadow on me. Haruaki-san. She called my name through the mist.
何かな？
What? I tried to sound lighthearted, but I wasn't confident I pulled it off.
もうダメだ。
We're done for. Her voice suggested the image of a grim smile.
何を言ってんだ？
What are you saying? Unlike before, I couldn't manage the defiant tone I used whenever she said something stupid. It was true that something unnatural was happening, and that there was no simple explanation. And Shiemi was wearing down both physically and emotionally.
ちょっと休もう。それで進めば
Let's rest a
す
bit.
ぐ抜けられる。
We'll get through this if we just go a bit further. Don't worry.
ダメだよ。
No,
無理だよ。
it's impossible.
どうして？
Why?
あのね、 私がいたら
I think you can't get past this river
川は越えられないんだ。
as long as I'm with you. So the only thing keeping those in the mist are those who belong here? But it didn't work last time when I tried to escape. Unless, but again, I don't think we were going towards the river, right? We went a completely different way. Maybe you have to go back to the river. What? That was like,
だって言ってたじゃん。
you heard what they said.
読み人は
We're the
私たちの
Yomibito.
方だって。だから
And so,
だから彼岸を渡れないとでも言う
so you're not
つもりか
worthy of crossing or something?
だって
I mean,
だって私
I mean,
小さい頃から
I've been eating
ずっと
Yasumizu's
安いものを
food since I was a little girl.
それに
And I...
私は汚れ
I'm
てるから
corrupted. Did we... I forget if we actually ate the food or not. Didn't we feel like that was... It didn't matter anymore recently? Oh no, we were about to eat the food and then it was poisonous. And that's why we were hungry. But Mako definitely ate the food. Like, Mako can't go either then, by that logic.
ちえみ
Don't look at me. What's wrong with her face? Wait, she is corrupted. I turned around and pulled her by the arm. I looked at her face from point-blank range. It was covered in brown and yellow blisters. Before I could even be surprised or disgusted, I just kissed her. The sugary taste of blood, pus, and rust filled my mouth and spread throughout my throat. I didn't care. I felt like I might have cared. Then, to discard all unnecessary emotions, I hugged her as hard as I could. My breathing and thoughts ceased. I kept it up until the pain began to fade, then disappeared completely. Can we take a look at Mako? Eventually, our lips were separated again. She prioritized words over breaths.
ごめんなさいごめんなさいごめんなさい
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Even so, I hugged her tight. I couldn't lose to something so ridiculous. She weakly hugged me back, but she couldn't keep it up for long.
行こ
Let's go.
だから
I'm telling you that...
う行こ
Let's go. The presence in the distance was definitely closing in. We walked. I felt like I'd been walking for several hours now. Pursuers were close now, but I had no intention of rushing. Jamie was slowly but surely getting weaker by the second. Her speed slackened with each step, and the weight on my arm was becoming heavier. I could hear her cough and vomit something out. She apologized every time she did, and I basically replied with, "It's alright," using different words every time. We walked. Jamie's feet began to make wet sounds with every step. Oh god, she is melting. We walked. Maybe we'd actually been here for only a few minutes? We walked. Jamie kept apologizing. Maybe we haven't even moved a single meter. Let me guess, we walked? We walked. Maybe none of this was real. Then, maybe nothing that happened here would be weird. We walked? No. Eventually, Jamie called out to me with a hoarse voice. Oh god. She really is melting. Haruaki-san. The fact that she said something different had sparked a moment of baseless hope. And so,
ありがとう。
thank you. Her gratitude was followed by another wet sound.
楽しかった。
I had fun. With those final words, her weight vanished. It was strange. After all, I was still holding her hand. Ooh. Oh, there's the piece that gets to leave this place. Or rather, only her hand. With a splash, her bodily fluids spread around, while her limbs and entrails just collapsed. Chiemi was gone, leaving behind only her rotting hand. Perhaps her remains were piling up in the mist ahead. I had a strange certainty I couldn't touch it ever again. Was this what they called a Yomibito? I couldn't accept this, no matter what. Flashbang.
私の何でもいいから
I don't care
どこか
what.
一部だけでも
Take a part of me outside.
連れてって
Is that possible? I put the hand in my jacket pocket. Well, she didn't say how far it had to go, as long as we just get outside the mist. I took Mako, still sleeping, and shifted my grip to make carrying her easier. I continued walking, for too long. Mako woke up. She was shocked that Jamie was gone and cried for a bit. But then she said she wanted to walk by herself, so I put her down on the ground. The very next moment... The very next moment, she was dragged into the mist. It was clearly a malicious force that did that. To me, it looked like a furry arm. A scream resounded. It was an inhuman... Wait, is it? It would be nighttime by now, wouldn't it? Or at least time for them to hunt. It was an inhuman, animalistic scream. After hesitating for a moment, I turned to run and caught a glimpse of something beastly within the mist Mako had disappeared into. Let me drink some water. I ran. And ran. Suddenly, I felt myself step into something wet. I had arrived at the river. It was meaningless. Well, he said if we didn't interfere, right? Like, I mean, he let us run away at least, but after that, like, we let Jamie die. She's dead. She's gone. And we let them take Mako, so I'd lost everything. And in the end, only I survived. Well, last time we were killed by a wolf, we went back in time, so turn around, go face the wolf, and time travel.
私の何でもいいから
I don't care what.
どこか
And
一
take a
部
part
だ
of
け
me
でも
outside.
外に連れてって
Was there any meaning in fulfilling that promise? No. The meaning was for me to find. That was why I had to survive and find a forest. Yeah. I still had that hope back then. Back then. Oh, there's 3 of you. They finally broke through the mist and showed themselves. Why is there 3 of you? Oh, of course. This really was hell, wasn't it? And this wasn't the human realm or nirvana. It was a river of hell. So of course, both sides of it were going to be we crossed the river to is this like the upper uh what was it called? Something Fujiyoshi? Ooh, I forget what the first part was. If they send wolves to go down into this village to kill them, to kill Yomibito, doesn't that mean that the upper village is actually full of wolves? I don't get it though. They let those from the village of the Yomi Bito come to school in the upper village. I don't get that. But they were all wolves? And there was no splash when we threw Takumi-san's body in, was there? The moment we went into the mist and down the cliff, our bodies vanished from the world and reached a place from which there was no return. Oh, this is just another... So it's not the upper village, it's just... Well, maybe. And I finally had no choice but to accept it. As someone who had taken in the flesh and blood of a Yomibito. And Chiemi. I couldn't escape either. Oh yeah, you kissed her. Wheel. That final kiss is what got us killed. But, time travel. And that was why I screamed stupidly, only managing to run a few steps before their sinister claws tore me apart. Damn it. Where had I gone wrong? Descending into Saranaga? Not believing Chiemi when she told me we couldn't escape? No. I went back even earlier than that. I already knew the answer. Ugh. Shit. I really wished I had been part of Yasumizu and participated in the feast of the Yami Purge. I have to go back and participate? So I have to get people to believe me and be on my side. I'm guessing that's going to be messy. Maybe I could have gotten a different ending than this. But we'll remember who the wolves are, though. I mean, all we have to do is when the snake outs himself, tell him to do Taeba or Yasu. That was the last thought that went through my mind before all faded away. Is the sheep going to show up? I think this is probably the end of what I'm allowed to record. Because the developers put in a message of they would very much like people to not record the whole thing. I still want to stream the whole thing. I just, after the point where we're not allowed, I will just simply not keep the VODs. I mean, it's been 5 years. I'll have VODs on YouTube, but I'm going to private them. So I at least want to keep it for myself, at least. But who knows, maybe in another 5 years or more, I can unprivate them. But on Twitch, I will have to delete the VODs right after. I'm going to assume that this is probably as far as I can go. But the game will tell me, so I guess we'll find out. Prepare yourself for the next feast. I will. Raging loop. Is this it? Is this where I have to stop? Whirls and claws. Enter? Obtain key 4. Sink into Nirvana. You can view it in the keys list. The route unlocked by this key is represented by the same number on the scenario chart. Do I have to stop? Yes or no? Ending number 1. Watch hint corner? No. It's not telling me to stop yet. Now, are you gonna... Guess it was just a dream, right? Do better next time. 1 sheep, 2 sheep. I'm waiting for it. Isn't this the very beginning? Yes, it is. Okay, I have to go to the flowchart now. It didn't tell me to stop yet. Do you mean here? This one? Four, right? This one. Wait, can I go a little further back before that? Wait. Whatever. Suddenly, a rush of memories flinted into my mind. This choice came up before, right? But what did he see last time? I don't remember. I actually don't remember what happened last time when this choice came up. It surely wasn't those images, surely. Remember incident. Right. How did I forget? I'd already experienced this. Looping phenomenon or whatever. Hold on. Looping? What the hell? There was no way something like that could... But... if that wasn't it, what else could explain this? Why do we have this ability? I mean, here we are, basically outside the village. All we have to do is just not go to the village, and we're fine. How else could I, someone who died once, be alive right now? Died twice! I had clear memories of getting caught up in some strange incident at Yasumizu and, shit. I couldn't remember how it ended. It was like this last time, too. My memories are all fragmented. So he doesn't remember that it's Yasu and Taiba. I was wondering how that was going to go. So he has to be part of the whole feast, going along with whatever they say and trying to think it all through again. So what part are we, the player, going to play? I guess we just have to sit here and watch it happen until we get to a choice that we can affect. But I did remember that I went to Yasumizu, met the people there, and died. Had I come back here when, or because, I died? That was a ridiculous idea, but the pain and fear I felt back then was just so vivid and fresh in my mind, that I couldn't simply dismiss it as just a dream or illusion. There was no point in lying to myself. I was here having experienced something that made me sure I died. It was an incomplete memory from the future. I had no idea why I had it, but I definitely did. I had to come to terms with it first and foremost. The gas tank wasn't empty, but my phone couldn't find a signal and was running out of battery, and my throat was a bit dry, exactly like last time. That meant that I was about to arrive at the gas station. Yep. Knew it. I really didn't want to meet that employee again, but from what I'd experienced, she was the only one I'd met before going to Fujiyoshi, so avoiding her probably wasn't a great idea. I vaguely remember what she looks like. Her attitude was shit, but at least she always did what I asked. Though, I really didn't want to drive down that unpaved road again. True. Oh yeah, that's what she looked like. I completely forgot. I also forgot what voice I even tried to have for her. Once again, she greeted her customer in a borderline insane way. It actually made me kind of relieved, and I wanted to believe that was just some trick of the mind. Okay, rude. Like the last time. It was just like before. To her, I was just an annoying late-night customer. Oh well. I'd just buy what I'd wanted.
くださいな。
I'll take these.
あ
Huh?
どんだけ買う
Why are you
気なんだ
getting so much crap? No reason. Yasumizu was just desperately poor, and it had me worried. What was her problem? I was the customer. With this much stuff, she had to use the register. Still grumbling, she started scanning the barcodes. Oh my god, you have to do your job? Oh no, poor you. Once she was done, I paid and asked. I want to get to the nearest settlement. Do you have a map I could look at? Huh? No, we don't. Please, I need it. Just wait. She went through the staff door. She was nicer about it this time. Found it. I knew it. This here's this store. Go to the north of the crossroads. Mm-hmm. You'll find an overpass soon enough. Cross it. When you come to a fork next to a giant boulder, turn right and head straight. But that's just a forest, isn't it? I knew that it was. There wasn't even a paved road there. Why'd she recommend the road anyway? If I crashed and died, it'd be homicide by negligence. There's a settlement. It's just not on the map. That wasn't a lie. Why did she want us to go there? It wasn't weird for Yasumizu to not be on the map. It was a nearly abandoned settlement in the middle of nowhere, where they send their outcasts. Why did she know about it? Did she live in Kami Fujioshi or something? That sounds like it'd be bad for my bike. What about this place? Fujioshi. It's a 2-hour drive through a shitty mountain path. So? Can I write that down? Sure. Where's the other closest town? Past 2 mountains. Man, I couldn't make any sense of the local distance measurements. I don't recommend going wild around these parts at night. Oh? Actual consideration? Though it was hard to be grateful. He was the one who pointed me in the direction of that shitty road in the first place. Well, since you've been so kind even now, and you haven't been annoying or anything like you were last time, a little bit. Kind of. I guess she's taking to you this time? Turning back takes courage, too. Turning back, huh? I'll think about it. Thank you. Thanks for coming, or whatever. Oh, by the way, got any interesting local drinks? I didn't see any in the drink aisle. Well, then we don't have any. I just thought you might have something in the back. Come on, you know you like us. Like hell we would. Come on, you know you like us. Could you at least check? See, I knew it. Tsundere. Just wait. Found it. And after you were so adamant that you didn't have it. Seriously? She brought me a 500cc bottle with a black liquid inside? Don't drink it. Wait, no, now she's really trying to kill us. The label looked written by hand and said, Wild Plant Cola. Just pocket it and walk away and get rid of it. I expected nothing and got something huge. This place was amazing. Oh, sorry, but I got quite a lot of stuff. Do you have a rubber rope I could hang on my bike to hold it all? Damn, you're really asking a lot from her. This ain't a hardware store. I'd be happy if you just looked. You were really laying on the charms. She's easy, isn't she? She really is a tsundere. Just wait. Found it. Seriously? Well, since we've come this far, I have a list here. Think you can see if you have anything on it? You are pushing your luck. Apparently he does. What the hell? You got a death wish or something? Are you saying you'd kill me? Please, I just want you to have a look. No way that worked. What? wait here.
あざーす
Thanks.
全部あったわ
It's like, I don't know, she cares about her job after. She's got pointy ears, by the way. It's like she cared about her job after all. She just tries to pretend not to. But with just the slightest nudge, slightest push, we had it all.
なんなんだこのコンビニ
What the hell is this place? What was your list? What? Did she just throw us out? What was that? It felt like she was about to kill me, but I successfully came out with pretty much all I needed. If you can't remember anything, what did you get? And then I just made a run for it. I opened up the weird wild plant cola. Why? Looking up at the noisy light trap above, I took a sip. It was cool, intense, and had a strange grassy flavor. Ew? And why do you know that? It wasn't too bad at all. I expected something totally gross, but it was actually a legit drink. With a grassy taste, okay. Slightly disappointed, I looked at the ingredients. Cola and plant extract. Okay, well that explains the grassy. Hold on. Cola as an ingredient? Did they just buy cola and mix it in? Probably. They couldn't even be bothered to look up the ingredients of cola. And plant extract could be anything from fruits to poisonous plants. I told you not to drink it! What the hell? Was this even safe to drink? I told you not to drink it. Well, at least it tasted good. If you die from this, can you even go back into the past? It was probably smart to just turn around and drive away. Yeah. Entering Fujiyoshi means death. Turn back. Perhaps that was what the loops were trying to tell me. Maybe I ought to listen. But was it really that easy? Are you going to give me a choice? I had no real grounds for this. But if the cause of this strange phenomenon was somewhere in the village, perhaps I couldn't break out of the loop until I solved the mystery behind it. What would happen if I left then? Would I go on and live out the rest of my days only to die and come back here? Yeah, what's the rule to your little ability? Is it just to be killed by the wolves? Is it just to die in Fujiyoshi? Or is it to die in general? Does dying of old age count? What are the rules for you? Would I return to youth after years of being old? Also, even if those are the rules, like, what's the rule of how far back you go? That part didn't sound half bad, actually. But was it really something I could just accept so easily? This was just speculation. But what if I actually hadn't moved an inch from that mountain pass? Was everything from then, now, and until death just a ante mortem fever dream, and dying again would just bring me back there? If that's how it was, everything I'd do with my life from this point onward would be meaningless. Probably, but at least we'd get one little, well, I guess you can always do it later. I guess you have any time you want to do this meaningless life of just relaxing and not worrying about the feasts and the death and whatnot. Maybe I really should move on to only after taking care of whatever was binding me. Also, how could I leave something so strange, unnatural, and incomprehensible and just return to the city? Oh, here we go. Enter Fujiyoshi through the normal route. Pass by Fujiyoshi, turn back. Menu. I don't really need to save. I get to do all of them, but... I'm curious. I want to play the full game, so what does turning back do? Until I'd finished my drink, the thing guiding me was my good sense, otherwise known as opportunism. Man, what a weird experience that was. It'd make a good campfire story once I made it back where I belonged. I pushed aside my sense that something wasn't right, and my anxiety and my fear, and straddled the seat of my bike. Well, there was another way to look at this. I could try and see whether ignoring it all and running away would actually work. After all, This might end up being the only way to solve the problem. For you. I turned the key, opened the throttle, pushed the signal to the left, and connected the clutch. Away I went, starting with the left turn. Anyway, I'd go back up the mountain path. I'd had enough of this ride. I'd return to civilization, eat some normal food, get some decent sleep, and live my boring everyday life. What's all the stuff you bought, by the way? Just recognizing how precious these things were was more than enough for me. That made this trip all worth it. A dense mist drifted into view. Uh-oh. Okay, well. Game over. Bad ending number 6. Ugh, the sheep's gonna come and scold me. I don't want to hit. Stop asking that. I don't need it. Guess it was just a dream, right? Do better next time. 1 sheep, 2 sheep. And so it begins again. Flowchart. Let's try that again. Okay, not the U-turn. I'm pretty sure I have to go back. Just get to the choice. I want to be careful not to press enter here. Okay. What if we just pass by? What does that mean? That we're just going to the next town and whatnot? I mean, shouldn't it be the same as this? So we might as well get this over with. I feel like we have to go here, right? Pass by. As I finished my drink, the idea I had was barely different from just turning around and leaving. Maybe I could just pass it by? Yeah, it's going to be the same, but I want to at least have it crossed out. I was curious what would happen if I ignored Yasumizu, Fujiyoshi, and the clerk's warning, and simply drove on past. Wait, why would anything happen? I'd just continue down the road, right? Why did I feel so uneasy then? Because we turned back altogether and died. After thinking for a moment, I'd arrive at a mindset of eliminating whatever options seemed wrong. I wonder if he's stuck. Maybe because once he became chained with that kiss and whatnot, that now, even with his ability, he can't escape and will die. Although, why does he have the ability? I feel like he only has his ability because of this place, but I don't know. After thinking for a moment, I'd arrived at a mindset of eliminating whatever options seemed wrong. My guess was that this wouldn't take care of the root of the problem. But I was the type who wouldn't believe that until I tried it myself. True. Let's do it. Let's go die. I turned the key, opened the throttle, pushed the signal to the left, and connected the clutch. Away I went, starting with the right turn. The tense mountain path continued for a while. Though I didn't feel like falling asleep, I was definitely becoming more and more exhausted, both mentally and physically. Even in this jacket, the force of the wind going by was doing a number on my body, especially as I kept onward for over an hour. I did, however, see a sign above my head that said Fujiyoshi. I guess we get to go longer as long as we're still here, but once we start actually passing it, the mist is going to kill us. As I decided, I just pass it by, never coming close to Kami Fujiyoshi or Yasumizu. Now I just pass the 2 mountains and reach the town I was told about. And now you'd just die. Perhaps I should have been more suspicious of the fact that I'd stopped acting on my heart after that. Maybe I was just so tired I couldn't even make such decisions. What do you mean? I could only remember noticing a strangely dense mist surrounding me. There it is. But that was when my brain lost all capacity for perception or judgment. And we're dead. Alright, with that out of the way, now we can do the proper one. Bad ending number 7. No, I do not want to watch Hidden Corner. No. No. Guess it was just a dream, Right. Do better next time. 1 sheep, 2 sheep. Okie doke. Let's do it properly. I'm still waiting for the game to tell me to stop. Chart. Ooh, okay. Enter Fujiyoshi through the normal route. Can I check my settings? Options. It is on, isn't it? Please use only in unforeseen circumstances such as data. It's not that one. It's not. Wait, return. Hang on. Help? Oh. Where's the rule? The scenario chart. Autosave, keys list. Revelation mode. When you complete the main story, you unlock a mode where you can enjoy the story's hidden side. By playing through the main story when this mode is on, a red window will be displayed at certain points, depicting lines and scenes that weren't shown in your first playthrough. Oh. When you unlock Revelation mode, the scenario chart screen will change. Chapters with Revelation scenes will be marked with a blank star or white star on the scenario chart. By reading through the chapters with Revelation mode on, the mark will be colored in as red. Since the color, blah, blah, blah. Various functions. Unlocked after clearing main story. Have I not cleared main story yet? Select extra from the title screen, which is unlocked after clearing the main story. Where's the part that tells me not to go any further? Have I not reached it then? Have I not finished the main story then? I guess not. Okay. I want to, because the moment I'm told to stop, I want to stop that VOD. Because then I can save up to the point where I'm told to stop. And then past that point, I cannot save it aside from a private YouTube VOD that's only for me. So I don't want to like start a new stream, do like 5-10 minutes, and then have it be like, okay, you're done, stop. But I feel like now's a good time to stop. But let me go a little further. As I finished my drink, I made my decision. I'd return there. I'd face that tragedy again. Of course, I was curious about this looping phenomenon. But I did recall what I'd thought during my final moments. It was something like, if only I handled this better. And for better or worse, this weird looping phenomenon had given me a chance to do just that. If I went about it all a bit better, perhaps I could get a better ending. Can we save these two? Hisako Mamiya, Yudai Hashimoto. I would have to say their names so many times before I could say that faster. Kanzo Makishima, Yoshitsugu Oribe, Takumi Muro, the old man who cried wolf, Chikamochi Kamoshida, Rikako Uematsu, Kaori Oribe, Kiyonosuke no Sato, Meiko. Okay, I'm getting better with their names at least. Hell, even Yasunaga Oribe, Tae Yamawaki, and Haru Makishima were just victims of some strange superstition. But I, Haruaki Fusaishi, could not delude myself. I was no hero. I had no powers or convictions. You have the power to go back in time, for some reason. A dialect? I was just a dialect, whatever, I don't know. My only motivation here was a sense of perfectionism. I was annoyed at how many mistakes I'd made the first time around. Plus, there was a certain attraction I felt towards the unknown. It was an urge foundational to my being. And I'd be risking my life on its behalf. I wasn't about to pretend I was acting for the sake of others here. Although, Chiemi Serizawa, though she hated her childhood home, it remained part of who she was, and wanted to keep that from being tarnished with blood. That motive was perverse, forceful, selfish, lustful, and filthy. And I couldn't let myself forget any of that. I remembered the names of those I'd met, and what I had to do. Oh yeah, this definitely feels like a good stopping point. This also feels like a good point for the game to be like, yeah, you're done. I turned the key, opened the throttle, pushed the signal to the left, and connected the clutch. Away I went, starting with a right turn.
しばらくしたら陸橋があっから
You'll find an overpass soon
最
enough.
初の分岐のとこ
Cross
に
it.
大岩があっか
When
ら
you come to a fork next to a
そこを
giant
右折
boulder,
して
turn
あとは
right and head
直線
straight. I quickly came across it. I could clearly remember this overpass. The large boulder wasn't new to me either. But I wouldn't take that route this time. I just kept on driving, not lowering my speed for a moment. Full speed ahead. I drove on the winding mountain path. Strangely enough, my fatigue, though present, wasn't too bad and my head was perfectly clear. I knew which route to take without even looking at my copy of the map. Or maybe I'd driven through here before? Perhaps this wasn't the first choice I'd made, but one of many. So we caught him not at the beginning, but mid-looping? I couldn't be sure, and since my memories were so incomplete, nothing was certain. Actually, considering how the start began, like I said, we had that choice of forget or remember, and we couldn't remember the first time. So yeah, we caught him mid-loop. We did not start at his absolute beginning. Still, they'd be an asset in the fight ahead. I wasn't going into this unarmed. The stuff you bought? I could no longer see the moon. If those memories held true, the rain would begin soon. Slow down. There we go. I was waiting for it. There we go. And from here on, I cannot keep public VODs. End of the line. You know what I mean, right? You set the upload streaming limit alert message to on, didn't you? I was told to, kind of. This is it, meaning you can only upload videos reaching up to this chapter. Well, you can actually go up to the choice that pops up after this. So prepare your goodbyes and stuff. Okay. How long is that? I drove in darkness, but I could still make out a sign above me. The road wasn't wide, but I decelerated and somehow managed a U-turn. There were no other cars, so no one would complain. I returned and looked at the sign. It said that driving ahead would have led me to Kachihara, while by turning right, I'd find myself in Fujiyoshi. Is this the choice?
ようやくか。
Finally. It was already past midnight, but actually earlier than I'd thought. A 30-minute drive from this point would lead me to Fujiyoshi. Or rather, Kami Fujiyoshi, the place that wasn't too popular among Yasumizu's people. Oh, so the other one. I could go to the other one for some reason, but I need 3 keys, 5, 6, and 7. So I'm allowed to this choice, right? And now I gotta stop? Should I stop right here? He said up to the choice, right? Yeah, I think he said up to the choice. Do I have a log? You can go up to the choice that pops up after this. You can go up to it. Prepare your goodbyes. What am I preparing my goodbyes when... Okay, whatever. I think this is where it's telling me to stop. So we will save and we will call it here. It has been 3 hours, 20 minutes, so that's pretty good. I will save. This is the last public VOD I can have. Save here. Return. Actually, no. I do want to go back to flowchart and pick out my thumbnail. If I go back to here. Actually, should I do the very ending when he sees the 3 wolves in the mist? Maybe that'd make a better thumbnail rather than the other one that I was thinking. Because the other one's kind of a spoiler, I guess. Give me a moment. This one. What is the skip button? X? Oh, dude, okay, whoa. Chill.
逃げなきゃ。もう、春秋さん。
Actually, yes. Can I go faster? How did I do that? I don't know how I did that.
春秋さん。
何かな。
もう、ダメだ。
何を言ってんだ。
Ooh, chill. I don't want to skip past where and I skipped past it. No! I wasn't careful. I just want them in the mist wolves. I'll try again. Give me my flowchart, please. Chart. Give me my chart. Yes, I know. Give me my chart. I gotta scroll. Oh, thank you. Okay, let me try to carefully skip. Carefully. It happened so fast after the kiss. I have to stop at the kiss. Hydrate. Thank you, Kai. I'm going to get that thumbnail. Chart. Give me my chart. I will get it. Give me my chart. Stop when you see them kiss. Okay. If I skip any faster than this, it'll jump right past it.
春秋、ありがとう。楽しかった。
Hello, little Devi. Welcome in. How are you, Devi? With a splash. She's dead.
私の何でもいいから。どこか一
You're
部だ
welcome.
けでも。
Yeah, I got my auto shoutouts set up finally. I am also good. I have reached the end of this game that I'm allowed to record publicly. Because this is a game where the developers allow you to put up recordings up to a point of the main story that they allow, and then you're supposed to stop. I'll keep streaming, but the rest of the streams I have to delete the VODs publicly. So now I gotta end this one. I'm just trying to get to a thumbnail. Because I have a thumbnail picked out, and I'm just trying to get to it. I accidentally skipped past it twice when I came back, so I'm trying not to skip past it. Just give me there it is. This is what I want. And then it was X, right? No. Menu, hide. And there we go. I've got my thumbnail. This works as my thumbnail. This is the end. I will keep streaming. I will have VODs set to private from here on. These are public. The rest will be private for myself on YouTube. Maybe, who knows, maybe someday I'll be able to make them public again. Maybe in like 5 years or more or something, but they'll be private until I'm allowed to. But I will at least stream. But we will call it here. And I will find someone to raid, and hopefully my music will work this time, because yesterday my music was not working for some reason. Or at least my OBS wasn't picking it up for some reason. I had to restart OBS and then it was, so hopefully it does it today. Thank you for streaming. Thank you, Devi, for being here. I appreciate it. Speaking of which, thank you everyone for hanging out with me. Those who are in chat and those who are just lurking, I appreciate it as always. I hope you all have a good morning, day, or night, whatever time it is for you guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye, everyone. And I will bring up the raid messages and find someone to raid. And then I will start my music. Hopefully it works this time. Okay, good, it works.
In a room where shadows loom, a man sits deep in gloom, with a pen held tight in hand, sketching dreams that understand. Walls may close, the night may fall, but his spirit stands tall. Lines he draws are doors that lead to worlds where dreams are free. With a pen he builds his dreams, turning silence into streams. In his mind he's never alone, crafting realms he calls his own. Paper whispers, secrets told, journeys inked in black and bold. Mountains climb or rivers bend, in the world that he can mend. He may be confined and still, yet his heart is wild with thrill. Through each line a sky so wide, in his world he takes a ride. Every sigh is painted bright, stars that gleam in darkest night. With the pen his spirit sings, soaring high on high.